Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the second coming of Walt Disney.
You really went for it there.
Blessed be his name.
Nah, I think he was terrible, wasn't he? Anyways.
Oh, he so was. Oh, of course he was. No, he was the worst. Fuck Walt Disney.
Yeah, fuck Walt Disney.
Is Twitch owned by Disney? Am I gonna have to get assassinated?
So.
Everybody that
No, it's Amazon. We're good.
Bad.
Oh, okay,
fuck
cool.
Mickey
The
Mouse.
other
Anyways,
mega corporations.
And fuck Mickey Mouse. Hello.
I mean, if you're into that, I won't judge you.
You can't even do the Mickey Mouse voice because you can get in trouble.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, like, don't do it.
No, that's Ricky the Louse.
Ricky the Louse.
My original character.
Oh, nice. So film announcements for again. We were back from our. We were technically been back, but now the full channel's back from our American Thanksgiving break. Announcements before we begin. We have a link tree. If you want to find it, you can just do links in chat, ! Links in chat, and it's also posted in our VODs and everything, so you can find everything: Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, like I said, everything. We also raise money for Color of Change, which is a really great charity, so check it out with our link tree link.
There's a Color of Change billboard on my way
Nice.
home from work. Yeah.
Nice.
No, to work.
We have a Ravenloft game on Thursdays. That's picking up and going and chugging along, and it might be bad this tomorrow.
TPK. It's TPK.
It might be.
It's TPK.
It might be.
It's TPK.
The Sunday game is going strong. I wasn't there this week, but I still had to be there.
There in spirit.
I thought I could relax, but I couldn't. So.
It was so funny to watch you react to it after the fact in the chat, just hours late. Just like, yo, what are these demons?
Check that out. It's up there somewhere. It'll be on the podcast when I get to it because I'm busy.
Very happy with this one. Good encounter.
Anyone else want to sling some product?
I have an Etsy shop. I'm actually working on a commission right now. It's a little mushroom. It's so cute. It's only $10 if you want to check it out in my shop. You can get it with spots or not spots, or you can get giant big ones in multiple colors and multiple different cap styles. Check it out at etsy.com/shop/Kate Craft Studio US. Back to you, Justin.
That was my Toad impression. Anyways. Last we left off, every character in this campaign is about to be voiced by Chris Pratt. No! Last we left off...
I was going to do a Chris Pratt impression to try and do that, but he doesn't even have a recognizable voice to make that a fun thing to do.
Anyways, we'll all see how Garfield bombs when... Anyways,
Phrasing Garfield.
And Mario.
Yeah, that one.
And he's not doing an accent in Mario either. He's just doing his normal voice.
That's the worst.
Anyways, it's a me, Mario. Anyways, last we left off, the party met. They didn't meet. They flew to the city of Halasar on the continent of Unundial, but the country of Old Unundial, where the original kind of empire was made and risen and ruled. And went there from a contract that they had received from the Wayfarers Guild. Met Ogden Boone, this renowned, well, not really renowned because no one really knew of his exploits from last campaign because that was kind of kept quiet on Ipshire, and no one here is from Ipshire, so it's kind of just alright, just a wizard who likes to talk and have bright colors and has a talking familiar. And crew members that were all from a one-shot. If you want to watch that one-shot, it's on the channel somewhere. Ogden's Archaeological Society. Those characters may return in a one-shot at some point. Who knows? So, speaking of one-shots, no Christmas one-shot this year because I just don't want to... Yeah. And also because the Christmas holiday is actually coming up in my game world, so...
Hey.
I could do a contract for that. That'd be really fun. I have an idea. Anyways... They went to meet Ogden Boone. He told them that there's an artifact buried in this city that's been frozen in time for the last 2,044 years. An artifact belonging to a general of the Worldbreakers, and the Worldbreakers are like the evil gods of this world. The party went into the stasis city And it is very much a city frozen in time. Explosions happening, tidal waves frozen in time, and armies of the World Breakers also frozen in this stasis, such as quite a lot of ancient dragons, which could be bad if the stasis is ever broken and they get out. A handful of beholders, which again could also be bad, especially for the town that sits on the edge of said crater. The party kind of just muled about the city, trying to find places of interest. They went through a lighthouse, and they were finding. Ven was finding and deciphering phrases kind of etched into the stone around the town. That when he deciphered them and read them, they disappeared, and they were kind of cryptic and kind of weird. Mentioned we were the first and things like that. The party came to a massive explosion where the keep of the city once was. Couldn't traverse the explosion because, as Ven found out, these frozen explosions and tidal waves and effects were frozen with their full force still kind of contained. So when Ven touched the frozen tidal wave, he suffered the effects of a tidal wave upon touching it.
Oh.
Knowing that the explosion probably would be bad to walk into. While they were exploring, they fought a weird kind of construct made of stone and mechanicalness that called them intruders and attacked them. They dealt with said construct, and found the tower. And the tower they were looking for was where this dragons and things were, doing stuff on it, blowing it up. It was collapsing mid-collapse. Inside the tower, Ven found a book, or not a book, a scroll that contained apparent knowledge of the creation of the world and the creation of everything. And there are these beings of pure consciousness that became physical, created the world because they didn't want to be conscious. They didn't want to be beings of pure consciousness anymore. Yada yada. Very weird. So Ven read that out loud to his friends.
Like a story time.
And everyone was just like, okay. And then Quoin and Dax retrieved this helmet at the top of the tower that was made from beholder flesh and covered in eye stalks. And Ven identified it as the Helm of Beholding. And it seems like this is probably the artifact that Ogden Boone is looking for. However, Ogden Boone also wanted knowledge and books found within the city. And the party decided to keep looking through the city for books. And everything here's frozen. What's the worst that could happen? And have found themselves in front of a map, because I'll describe the building. A massive domed building of stained glass sits amidst a cluster of small residential buildings with a sprawling garden of colorful trees and flowers all around it. A large collection of mages are scattered about the garden, throwing spells at the army of monstrous creatures tearing up the city, but you do not see any spells manifested. You don't see a fireball frozen, you don't see a lightning bolt frozen. You can tell, Ven can tell, and those of you who have seen Ven cast spells with his hands and stuff, you can see that they're in the motion of casting a spell, and you can see that creatures that they hit with the spells were hit with the spells. But no kind of spell residue or magical effects to be seen. No fireballs, like I said. No lightning bolts frozen in time. All just kind of not there. And a large sign is kind of on this front property of the university, and it says, a large sign made from beautifully handcrafted obsidian reads, University Arcanum. A 15-foot tall construct made of solid adamantine is standing alongside these mages as well, and seems to be firing this massive arcane cannon that makes up the entirety of its left arm. Garrett and Brittany have fought one of these before. Another one of these adamantine constructs is engaged with a massive devil known as a pit fiend near a cluster of trees. Near a large, multi-tiered fountain is an ancient blue dragon engaged with a collection of these mages. And you can see places on its scales where it's currently getting hit by spells, but like I said, you don't see any actual spells. And the front doors of this building are wide open, but they don't appear forced open, and there doesn't seem to have been a struggle around the doors. And that is where we are.
Uh, can I investigate to see if there's a somewhat safe path inside this building through all of this chaos?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is.
Easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would like to try to, while dodging all of these like spells.
You don't see the
in
spells themselves.
Okay.
It's like the way you've seen like spells cast. It looks like the spells are just hitting their targets, and you can tell by some wizards the way they're concentrating. Some of the spells are being manifested currently, but you do not see any magic like in their hands. Like you've seen like Ven throw a firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
You can see some wizards like in the pre kind of position to throw a firebolt, but there's no fire being conjured. And yes, Druck.
Yeah. Would you like, let's say a fireball has been cast.
Yeah.
We would be able to see like almost like someone took a picture, like someone burning.
Yeah, but
that
you
instant.
don't.
Or like if someone did like an acid spell.
Yeah, you don't see any. You don't see any of that.
You would see like stuff burning away.
Yeah, you don't see any.
But not see any element that is doing that.
Yeah, you don't see anything like that at all. Not even like the burning away or burning from acid. Just nothing.
So like I imagine what's happening in my head, and I want to verify, is like because of how thick this engagement is there's like orbs of damage that you can see in like practically in real time of like that where it's a negative space almost where you can kind of see the range or the of where a spell is
but you don't see any of the like spell itself, just like its area of effect essentially.
Because I think at the very end of last session, I as Ven theorized that the whatever froze time here didn't affect magic. That like whatever it was that is occurring here just like doesn't have an effect on the passage of magic. That was his theory, especially since like casting spells in here and everything and like the durations isn't affected, but also neither are we. So
there's no fruit in this Jello, is what we're saying.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Which is good because I don't know if something about that doesn't sit right with me.
Fruit and Jello, freaks me out.
Marshmallows and Jello, though, I'll buy that.
Speaking of marshmallows and Jello, what are y'all doing?
This is all very strange.
I mean, what's gonna happen is gonna happen, but should we check inside?
We were looking for books for the man in the elegant robes. He wanted
yes
knowledge. So
Oglin. I think his name was.
Yes, he offered payment in exchange for books.
If I remember, that is of particular interest to you. That is going to. He had a whole, a lot of book learning, book magic to impart to you.
Yes, he is seems to be a very capable spellcaster, a very capable wizard like me. And well, if he is offering a chance to look at his spell book, that is quite valuable. Most wizards covet their spell books, are very, very secretive about them. So the chance to look at someone else's, especially someone so powerful, I would only be able to take a simple spell from it, but still, that is a worthy thing to earn that I would be very interested in.
Then let us go forth and get you the books you need to give him that. Besides just the ledger that we found, that I think he would be interested. But I think we can have more.
Indeed. I think we should head in.
Alrighty.
Ducking between the legs of people, making my way through.
I'll have to try and make my way in there.
Druck's gonna try to see if he can get by people.
Oh,
Since
yeah.
the last time
Easily, yeah.
he like tried to get,
Yeah.
you know, there was like
You can. Yeah, you can pretty easily.
Okay, cool.
Let me just look how long you guys have been traveling so far today. You got here at like 6? So you've been traveling 6 hours. Okay. As you all enter the university, you find yourselves in a foyer where mages are/were scurrying about while activating a collection of those adamantine constructs with left arms, again, made of some sort of arcane cannon. A collection of stairs rise up towards a small landing set with 2 wooden doors at the opposite end of the foyer. Written above these doors are the words, "Classrooms." All along the walls of this area are statues made from painted glass that resemble tall knights standing on stone platforms. But a few of the platforms are strangely empty, with large footprints in the carpets around the platforms and have headed towards the front doors. In the center of the foyer is a golden platform shaped like a crescent moon. It seems to be some sort of lift. And about 15 feet to the right of the front doors you've come through is a large crescent moon shaped desk. Just past the desk is a slightly large circular wooden door with the words Arcane Assembly written above it. And this is all written in common.
Are you seeing any books?
Not out here in the hallway, but perhaps in any one of these. There could be some in any one of these rooms, really.
I did not prepare it today. Shit. No, I did. I'd like to start ritually casting Detect Magic.
All right. Anybody else doing anything in that time frame? And Brittany will be back soon, I think. Yeah, anybody doing anything in those 10 minutes?
I have any spells to ritually cast?
Start looking at the desk. I want to go over.
All right. All that's on the desk is some potted ficuses, and looks like any paperwork and information is not there, and the desk is empty.
Truck's gonna try to analyze the situation and maybe intuit what, because you mentioned there was an elevator.
Yeah,
something
like,
that
there's a
looked
crescent
like
moon-shaped lift in the center of the room. Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of wants to see, like, can he tell whether or not it goes up or down?
It goes down.
Okay. And is there like a space or a gap where he can look down?
Yeah.
I guess he'll
Okay.
like spend his time kind of observing that area and like looking down and seeing like.
You just see a shaft that goes down about the gap in it is like pretty small.
So he'll get real close.
Yeah.
Then.
It's about 60 feet down. It's completely pitch black down there, so your dark vision is basically just shaft. You just see a shaft in your dark vision.
He.
Yeah, we're sure adults.
Yeah.
Are we, Sam? Are we?
Nice.
Poke your eye out.
No.
I've been given a dark vision of a shaft.
No.
No? All right, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. A bat can't fit through that.
No.
That's all he's doing.
Yeah, no, that's too small for a bat. Bats can fit through small openings, but that's too small. All right.
What about a raccoon?
Raccoon's way bigger than
bigger.
a bat.
But a raccoon can fit in an opening of
Not this small.
4
though.
centimeters.
Not this.
Oh,
though.
that small?
Yeah,
I can turn into a bug too.
you could, but it's easier taking the lift.
And then
down.
just fall down 60 feet.
What's the
Bugs don't have spider climb.
Spiders.
Okay. Your detect magic goes off. Coming from the painted glass kind of statues.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't depict any. It detects that they are magical, but no school of magic. It detects the lift is also magical, but no school of magic. Just that it's magical. Basically, you can ascertain it functions on magic, and the statues function on magic. As for, what's the radius on that? Is it like 60 feet?
I believe
30?
it's 30 feet. But it lasts 10 minutes, or it lasts an hour, so I can walk around with it.
Yeah, currently nothing. Like just the lift and the knights, the statue, the painted glass statues.
Oh, it lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I would like to go over to one of the statues and kind of pull it, seeing if it's like a trick lever.
Nope.
I'm gonna try
like
all of
you
the
pull its
statues
arm,
like
its
that.
arm just like. Yeah, none of them. You just pull on their arms, and their arms move like they're movable.
Seems as though this platform goes down, but
Hey guys, they're dancing. I have to start making them doing like disco moves.
I'm not sure how much can we move the environment.
Yeah. So you guys have opened doors, and they've opened perfectly fine. And I believe Ven.
It was only.
I thought Ven threw like a little stone into one of the explosions, and then that was like. And then
I threw it into the tidal wave, and it was like obliterated.
Yeah.
But like I think we found that moving and messing with people, they started to move like on their own a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But objects didn't seem to cause any problems, and like usually, especially like in the collapsing tower, there was the stones were floating in the air, and if we like pushed them, they started to move and tumble through the air, and then eventually just slowed down and stopped again wherever they like in that new trajectory.
So we could like arrange a certain amount of things to where if this ever was unstasised, would present bad things for bad people.
Yeah, we talked about that with honor, like turning people and pointing their swords at each other and stuff, and
and how long that would take.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there's like so like there's armies of like every world breaker here. So there's a ton of people here in the city. I just haven't described every single individual person.
It would take like 6 months
basically
of like
of being in the city and just
that.
Manipulating people. But that is the foyer.
So
I guess we gotta take the elevator? Or this lift?
Also, I've never been in a classroom.
There are doors on the north wall that say classrooms, and then there's a door on the east wall that says Arcane Assembly.
I am curious about this classroom.
Classroom may still have depending on if this all happened when class was still in session, there may be books still in the classroom. There may also been bookshelves in the classroom as well. And then Arcane Assembly does sound interesting as well. So perhaps the classroom and then the assembly and then the lift.
Yeah.
Sounds good, Van.
That does.
Thank you, disembodied voice from nowhere.
It was supposed to be Dax.
Oh.
Alright. School.
I'm gonna go over and have a peek in that room.
What room?
Classrooms.
Okay.
Yeah,
you open the door. And you see an immaculate. You have to go up the stairs, and then the door. There's an immaculate mahogany floor that stretches forward, complete with a thick blue, almost shag carpet. A handful of young mages in their mid-teens are fleeing down the corridor towards this bugbear adorned in teal-colored robes and wearing a wide-brimmed teal hat whose point droops down to the left. The bugbear is frozen in mid-wave, almost beckoning the students towards it. The bugbear is also holding their other hand to the wall behind them and seems to have conjured a shimmering doorway on the wall. Along the ceiling of this corridor are hanging plants known as bird's nest ferns and paintings of intricate, beautiful landscapes. At the end of the corridor, near where the bugbear mage is standing, the corridor stretches to the left and to the right.
Master Bugbear, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
Does the hat look pretty cool on the bugbear?
Just think of like a floppy, wide-brimmed wizard hat that kind of goes... Looks like a dorky wizard hat.
Steal from someone frozen in time.
I mean...
Can we tell the shimmery thing on the wall behind
the doorway?
Yes, I was going to ask. Has it fully?
Yeah.
And it's we can still see it, unlike the fireball and acid.
And you can beyond the doorway, you see like just a weird, undecorated stone room.
Can we throw the kiddos in there?
Yeah, you can kind of just like push them along or pick up if you're strong enough. You can pick up Dex. So like pick Dex. Yeah, if you guys want to.
I mean, how long would that? I know it was.
There's like a handful. So there's like 5.
I mean, we could.
There's like 5 mid-teen mages running down the corridor towards the bugbear.
I mean, if we put one in there, then like, and we see if it does anything, that would kind of also.
Oh god, it just turns into a meat grinder. No, why? Why did we do this?
They age 1,000 years in a
Ven,
second.
give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Okay.
And actually, Detect Magic would ping off of that doorway, so never mind. You can if you want.
16.
Kana, your Detect Magic reveals that to be... I don't think Detect Magic... No, Identify says the name of the spell. Detect Magic doesn't. Detect Magic says the School of Magic. Okay. So, Ven, you know that spell to be...
The Demiplane?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kana, you detect... From that doorway, you detect... Conjuration Magic.
So wait, okay, so we know that... So it seems like magic wasn't affected by the time stopping, but this one was.
Certain. Yeah, it looks like certain spells.
Okay. Oh, so probably... Okay, so instantaneous effects probably weren't affected, but duration spells were. Interesting. Okay, so Demiplane, through that door, is another plane. That is an extra planar space.
Yeah, it's an extra planar space, extra dimensional space.
So if anything... sorry. Through that doorway is an extra planar space. That is the spell Demiplane. If anything is going to break this effect on someone, moving them through that doorway into that space is what would do it.
What would happen to us?
Nothing of substance.
Are you sure?
Walk over to the door.
Okay,
you
walk over to this doorway. It's an empty stone room. You put your hand through, nothing happens. Your hand just goes into the doorway.
Pulls it back out.
Yeah.
If I am...
Puts his head through.
Okay, put your head through.
What do I see?
An empty 30-foot... an empty room 30 foot in each dimension made of stone.
Pops his head out.
It's empty.
If I am to be believing this correctly, if we were to put anyone inside of that space, they would only be able to exist inside of that space.
Well, not necessarily.
But that they would live thousands and thousands of years outside of their time.
That is true.
Inside a 30 by 30 foot space.
Well, they would presumably be able to leave.
Oh, do you think that if we got them in there, then they could leave normally?
That's what I was thinking, because once they're no longer under the effects of the spell, if the spell is broken for them, once they leave, I mean, we were able to enter in here and we're fine. So we were not under the effects of the spell and we entered into the area, so now we're fine. So if they go into the extraplanar space. They are no longer under the effects of the spell, and they return. They would then be as we are and be able to move freely.
I'm gonna throw a good berry into this demi-plane.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Druk stuck his head in and was fine. Your good berry does what a good berry does if you throw a good berry.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna pick up my good berry real quick.
Alright, it's kind of covered in like dust.
I'll wash it off.
Years of dust.
Are you gonna eat that?
It's all yours, Druk.
Oh, you know what? There wouldn't be dust. Because...
I mean, it could have come in through the door.
Time's frozen, though.
Oh, that's
There's
true.
no dust, actually, yeah.
Oh. Well, so is there no wind or, like, airflow in here either?
No.
Oh.
Well,
it's all muggy and gross.
The wind, you did notice, like, the weather effects do come into the dome, like wind. But...
So the air moves. I suppose it would kind of be like, it would probably be like the rocks, where, like, some air would move. It would almost be like resistance, where, like, it would want to just, like, slow down.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably wouldn't reach this far in to cause some air.
This place is fucked.
Yeah. Cool, I like it.
You've presented several curious minds with a very curious space.
I know.
And we keep asking so many questions.
It's a very cool place, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, that's why we keep asking all these questions.
Oh, what now?
I mean, if you think that we could free some of these time prisoners, then maybe we should get as many as we can carry and free them. Also, as much as knowledge of the past is valuable, I think that Oglin Bloom fellow, if he is interested in the past, wouldn't an eyewitness be sort of
this would be major,
a grand major historical big word?
Yes, they would be very important. Yes, especially some of the I mean, ideally, if we could free even one of these young people here, or the wizard standing in front of the door, even if they can't tell us information, they know who would know information, and they could guide us to them, and then we could carry them through here and free that person, and then that person would have information.
And they could free 10 of their friends, and then they could free 10 of their friends, and before you know it, you have a whole tree and network of people working together to free themselves of time.
True.
As my dad used to say, it's exponential growth. He was a little bit of a math guy.
Interesting.
Yes, Sam.
You know, he ran the business side of things with the family business, but you know.
Cool. Let us. Shall we start with the lanky fellow with the slicked black hair?
There's a human man there, extremely lanky, almost like he hasn't eaten in a few weeks, but you can tell he eats. He's just really skinny. Slick back, black hair, running in teal-colored robes. Then,
well, 1 foot at a time.
Are you like helping with the moving of the students?
Mm-hmm.
You see a patch on all these. So the students and this bugbear are all wearing teal-colored robes. They're all wearing a patch with a kraken on it.
Oh. Well, these are students from the academy. Wait, hold on. Well, how? When was that academy founded?
The Soulspire Academy?
Yeah. Let me just, before or after the city was frozen? Let me just make that easy for you.
You can give me a history check.
I will do so.
Can I give Ben guidance?
For this, sure.
Okay. Do I have any sort of advantage for having worked at the school? Okay. Walked by the mural of the timeline mural.
And the founder of the academy you would know is Kendar Eyeless, who you all fought last campaign inside a Marut body.
Yep. Oh boy. Okay. Thanks to guidance, that's a 21 on the dice, for a 28 total.
Oh.
So the academy was founded in 909 BC. Not before Christ, before Cronus, the god of time.
Yep.
The first age of recorded history was before Cronus BC, and it was founded in 909 BC. It was the first age. The current age is the Age of Tranquility, and it's the 68th year of the Age of Tranquility, and that is the fourth age. I'm trying to figure out my math real quick. Give me 1 second.
I got this.
So it's 100 years. No, it's 1,000 years there. Okay. Just me doing my math in my head. Soulspire Academy was founded in 909. Lionel Monsoza, which is one of Ash's ancestors, was born 1,000 years later. It's 2099. Okay. I have... This might not be accurate, but it's close enough. Alright. It was exact. The Soulspire Academy was founded 2,167 years ago. Before the Worldbreaker conflict.
Before the Worldbreaker conflict.
This.
Okay.
But these are very, very old looking robes and patches. Like, you haven't seen this kind of, the robes you've seen didn't have patches, they just had colors.
Gotcha.
So the Phoenix students were hues of red. Tarrasque students were hues of orange, and off-colored orange, and then the Tarrasque school or the Kraken school is off colors and of blue.
Okay.
But
these ones still have shoulder spikes.
Yeah. But yeah, the Soulspire Academy was founded 2,167 years ago. But no mention. What'd you get for your history check?
28.
28.
21 on the die plus 7.
You would know that the Soulspire Academy does have sister schools, sister academies, which is still under the banner of the Soulspire Academy. This is most likely one of them.
Okay. Was it known that I suppose that it would be, but was it known that students or people were associated with the Soulspire Academy participated in the Worldbreaker conflict? Okay. Okay. So
but a lot of it, this city in particular, you never heard about.
Got it. So then I do not need to worry about, or my initial worry is not valid, which is that the Soulspire Academy was founded after this conflict, and these people somehow were frozen after the fact, and we need to leave.
No.
Then
well, these people,
that...
you do know, just based on things, these people were definitely frozen after the Soulspire Academy was founded, because that was the primary school.
Yes. Right, meaning that, these people were frozen when everybody else was frozen. This wasn't a secondary freezing incident.
Correct.
Yeah, because if those dates were flipped, that would be concerning.
So these people have been frozen for, like I said, in the beginning, 2,044 years. And then the Soulspire Academy was founded 2,197 years ago.
Okay, so the Soulspire Academy is 150 at the time they were frozen.
Yep.
Cool.
So so you're so Ben sees a certain thing, his heart skips a beat, and then he's just oh no, everything's fine. Because it's just we could be fucked, but no. Anyway.
So unknowing that,
then just
Quoin's been tipping students onto the elk's back.
Or the elk's here, that's right.
Yeah, just and they're lying down just tipping students
Okay.
onto the back.
Are you like positioning the students so they're in a laying down position? Because when you push them on the elk's back, they're just like
Yeah.
they're in
Like across
they're like frozen in the position of running.
Yeah, like across the middle.
Okay.
Like they're centering their balance as much as possible.
Of course, yeah. All right.
They unfreeze and they just.
The
snap
elk
in
can
half.
carry. We'll say the elk can carry all of the bodies. At least the students.
Yeah. Nice. Because you said there's about a handful, so like 5 or 6.
Yeah. There's the greased, slicked back, Elvis-looking kid.
Oh yeah.
And then there's some others, like a dwarf, a tiefling, and a
We're gonna
Lokatha.
we're gonna bring this Elvis kid back, and pompadours are gonna come back like that in this world.
There's a little fish person. Kind of looks like a mud skipper, in robes. They're about 5 feet tall, and they're also on the back.
All right, we all loaded up Quoin.
Just standing back, admiring his work. Throws a huge thumbs up.
Great. Haven, do you want to stay here and keep looking for books and such?
It's a corridor.
Or-
We haven't really seen anywhere where you can see books.
I think we should. Perhaps we should all be around to explain things if we're going to revive these people.
Yeah.
Also,
That's fair.
as you're trekking down the corridor, like scoop these students up and take them to the demi-plane door. The corridor to the left and right both lead to spiral staircases that ascend upwards.
Alright, are you ready to tell these kids about the last 2,000 years?
I'm going to tell
Hey!
the professor about the last 2,000 years, and then let them do the talking.
Yeah, maybe this is we slow play, as they say. We tell them what they need to know. Is that unethical? Maybe we just tell them the whole truth.
I mean, it's it might be easier than telling them everything and having their brains explode. I mean, figuratively.
Here to break to.
It's a lot to process.
Teacher instead of kids.
Yeah, that seems like their knowledge glass of water could only be so full, and at some point we would just be slopping all around. You can only fill a goblet up so much.
It's
Before
a very
you make
good
it
metaphor.
a terrible mess.
It's a great metaphor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just trot the elk in.
Into the demi-plane?
Yeah.
Alright. Let me see. What happens?
We just made 6 NPCs. We just made 6 NPCs.
We'll see.
Or they all just just start screaming.
What size is the elk?
Large creature?
The
I
elk,
believe they're large.
The elk cannot fit through the door. Its antlers kind of go. Oh, yeah, only medium creatures can pass through the demi-plane door, so the elk kind of just goes.
Okay, so I lead them around. I lead them
and back up.
get their haunches down, and then I have them sit and just slide everything.
Okay.
Beep.
They tumble in. They don't tumble in. They kind of just statically slide in like old Halo 1. Halo 1 ragdolls. Just they slide into the demi-plane. And one by one. They just start screaming.
Oh dear, oh good
We have to go! We have to go! They get up and they start running,
No,
and then
hold on,
Wait,
wait.
wait.
You're safe.
and then you can see the Lokatha's just like.
Oh, do you have produced water? Who has
And
water?
he pulls
Who
out.
has
You
water?
see, he like fishes into his robes, pulls out a fishbowl, casts a spell, and
Oh, we're good. All right.
because they need to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And the students are just like, the slicked back hair humans, just like, Who are you? Are you with them,
Hello.
the Breakers?
No. I am.
They-
I'm Ven Khihalis.
They
I
can
am
see
a.
they can see their bugbear just like, poof, and they're like, what happened to the professor?
Oh, is the professor? I thought we put the professor in too.
No, not yet.
Not
We
yet.
were about to get him.
Oh, okay.
We can grab him real quick if you wanted to talk
let's
to
bring
him.
Let's bring the professor in.
Okay, you push the bugbear in,
It's just.
and he's like, he unfreezes. Hurry, students, get inside.
Hello. We're probably like right up against his face. Just hello.
He thinks for a second. He sees a student screaming. He's like, it's alright, it's alright. You unfroze us.
Yes. Oh, were you aware you were frozen? That's horrifying.
Yeah, we were. You can see the students kind of like freaking out a bit too. Yeah, I think it's weird, but for some reason my consciousness knew I was frozen, and the only awareness I've had is get these children safe for as long as I can kind of remember. What year is it?
Well.
It's
68 AT.
it's definitely a new age than you remember.
New Age.
Why don't we start with what you remember?
I remember the city being attacked by the World Breakers. Each of them showed up here
Hmm.
with their armies to claim something. And then I was ushering my students into this demi-plane to keep them safe. And then I just remember being stuck with the thought of keeping them safe for however long it's been. Is the attack still going on?
Well, sort of.
It's complicated.
Sort of.
So you're aware that you were frozen,
It
yes?
felt like I was at least frozen with a single thought.
You were frozen. You were standing just outside in the hallway just a moment ago. Your students saw you.
He looks back at the students and they all nod. And he's like, they must have done it then.
The entire city was like that.
They must have figured out the spell. That's
The
good.
spell did this.
I don't know the full capabilities of it, but the council of this school, I don't know if any of you have heard of the Soul Spire Academy. It's an upcoming, very new academy.
Yes, I've spent some years working in the infirmary.
He's basically a professor there.
Well, I
It's
wouldn't
pretty
say that.
cool. I mean, you're too humble, Ben.
Well,
You're pretty great.
Well, the council of this school have been researching spells that can kind of freeze things. Kind of like think of it as like a security measure almost. That's interesting.
Do you know where where he cast this spell from? Like where the source is?
They would have cast it in the Undercroft.
And where is that exactly? We've only been here.
Are you students of the school?
I'm a member of Phoenix House.
Phoenix House. Do you have proof?
We don't exactly do the patches anymore.
Persuasion check.
What?
Persuasion check.
Oh, well, before I say that, I was gonna sidestep the. Well, I guess I'll try it, but
Okay.
I was gonna sidestep to a different conversation first, but let's see if I can.
Can I get guidance? Can you get guidance? Can I like pat him on the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes that an 11. That makes that a 13.
Let's do an insight check.
And I cast Bane.
Your robes don't look like Phoenix House robes.
Well, some things have changed. It's been some time since you were frozen.
Students, they all cover their ears. How long?
They did that remarkably quickly.
They respect me.
Approximately 2,000 plus years.
That is a long time.
Yes, it is.
How do I tell the students that their families are most likely deceased?
That is not something I have ever had to tell someone, so I don't exactly know.
You
that
could tell them
Do they have
grandnephews and nieces, perhaps?
Do they have if any of them have family in the city? Their family is possibly still alive.
No, this city was for students and staff of the school.
Oh, okay.
That is unfortunate. What of the headmaster of the sister school, of the head school, Soulspider Academy, Kandarai? Well, he'd be dead by now too, then.
I know. Do I know?
Nah.
No.
Everybody thought he just disappeared. Nobody knew. Nobody,
right.
aside from the last campaign characters, knew that he locked himself away in a tower and infused himself with a maroon and was killing people. Yeah, no one knows about that. Just last campaign characters.
Well, is not that's not the headmaster anymore.
All right, who's the headmaster now?
Who's the headmaster again?
Yes.
Is the guy we what?
It's the guy.
I have a name.
It's the guy you all.
I got
know,
notes.
Yeah.
I got notes.
He gave him the awesome. He gave us the awesome stuff.
Yeah.
All the magic items. I hate him.
Yeah.
Kenna hates him.
So many notes. Too many notes.
Yep, that's the problem with all these notes. You gotta find that specific.
You want me to say?
Yeah, please.
Calyx Lorne.
There we go.
He's an elf.
Yes, Calyx Lorne is the current headmaster. Probably not a name you know. He's I think younger than 2000.
Yeah, I've never heard that name before.
However, a large number of your colleagues we've still seen many of them outside, still alive, still frozen.
There is no way to do whatever you did to all of us. Now that I'm awake, my door has a duration now. I imagine.
So then that does beg a question. Which is, if you exit this door, what happens to you?
I'm not sure. He takes like a little piece of paper off from his robes. Like he just pulls out like just a piece of magical parchment.
Yeah. And
throws it out the door and it freezes in time. So you step through this door, you may freeze again. Maybe because we were inside the city when it froze. There was no way to end the stasis. Unless the entire citywide stasis is turned off.
What if...
Unless...
There's a spell.
Unless...
I think I know. There's a
very powerful...
Okay.
I think we were kind of on the same page.
Was he thinking of plane shift?
No. I don't have any of my teleportation spells prepared for today.
Well, technically, he wouldn't be able to teleport. He'd have to plane shift because he's technically
Correct.
in a different plane right now. So, but yes. If you could... Well, the door has a duration, but when you... Wait. The door has a duration, but when you...
When do you get 7th level? The highest... So, the highest level spells I can cast are 5th.
But demi-plane is like 8th.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, okay. Then how did you... And I was like point around at everything.
Spell scroll.
Oh, I see. So you can't do this again.
No. It was sort of a ditch effort. I stole one of the scrolls from one of the classrooms, and
well, the classrooms have scrolls in them.
They did.
Oh, that's fair. I don't know if this place... Well, this place seems like it hasn't really been ransacked, but I could be wrong about that.
the students still have their ears covered, so we can't leave.
It seems like it. However,
you could try turning off the stasis, but if the conflict is still frozen, that would unfreeze.
Yes,
the
conflict would continue.
Yeah.
There is a wizard outside who is the head of an archaeological society. He's a very powerful wizard, as far as I'm aware. I think he's capable of casting 9th level spells. But we were sent in here by him to investigate this place, and he is very powerful. So, there are other wizards out there. There are other spellcasters out there.
Yeah, there's if the council are still down in the Undercroft, they could help.
Yes. I think right now the best course of action is to refreeze all of you to ensure that this door stays up as long as possible.
I agree. And also,
we could then, if we can find the council, we can bring them up here and see if they can do something.
And if not, we'll be none the wiser.
That's true.
This is going to be very hard to convince my students.
All you have to do is tell them to leave the room. They won't know what's going to happen. And if you're frozen in a feeling, then at least that feeling won't be fear
True,
anymore.
it'll be freedom. Yeah. Alright, well,
I believe there are wizards who know
of
plane
course.
shift and who know demi-plane,
Yes.
who know all these spells
Yes.
that we have options, but you'll have to.
It's also going to be very difficult for people to adapt to a world that's past, 2,000 years.
Well, something tells me technology hasn't advanced that much in the past 2,000 years.
More about the people we care about and
That's true, but
our families and.
true. You'll
Is-
still have
Are we still on the? Is the king still ruling Unundial?
Well, it was a queen. She just
And-
died. There's sort of a succession crisis going on right now in just a little bit, so we're
This is
trying
still
to figure that
we're,
out.
We're still on the head of the continent, though, right? Like this is still the major country. This is
no,
where-
this
this
is
is-
considered old Anundial now. The continent to the south is primary Anundial.
It'd be country.
Yes.
There was Anundial.
Landmass.
Anundial's only one landmass.
Well, now it's 3.
That's interesting.
It seems that the World Breakers literally broke the world at one point.
Oh,
in
he wouldn't know.
history.
He wouldn't know they're called the World Breakers.
I was gonna say, did this an apropos
Actually,
name?
would because they did call themselves that before they. Yeah. Right. Students. We're gonna leave now. We're good to go. He's like, yep. And he's like, go, I'll catch up. And they all run out of the door and they just all freeze in time.
Well, he seemed nice.
He's
Yes,
still there.
that-
He hasn't. Only
Oh.
students are frozen.
No,
He is still here.
If you can find the
I
way
thought they all
to
went out.
at least reverse this for my students, I think the people outside are lost, essentially. Because
What is your name?
Buster. And I guess
You got a last name, Buster?
no.
All right, Buster, we will.
And I
Professor
guess
Buster.
I guess I am considered the oldest bugbear on an Undeal.
I suppose so.
Huh. To be honest, I don't know if I want to be in a world where I'm 2,000 years out of date.
Think about it. I would think about it
I
less as being
can't-
out of date.
But
I'm
I
sorry.
can't see my husband again, so... Good luck.
That
I
is-
hope you can figure something out. And he steps through the doorway and freezes.
How incredibly tragic.
Well, he seemed nice.
There you
go. Yeah, so I guess we start to leave.
You going up the spiral staircases?
Yeah, I'm gonna step through the archway and then freeze.
No.
Quoin, come on.
No, I thought that was the. Do we not do jokes? We needed a moment of levity. No, maybe not. Okay, that was. And then I look at the elk who is also frozen. I'm like.
So you all just learned. You all just learned. Just to put some like perspective on all this. Everything you've seen frozen in the city has been aware for the last 2,000 years, but only with their last thought they had before they were frozen.
Mm-hmm.
So the people who are in the process of being stabbed, guess what they're aware of for the last like 2,000 years.
The most beautiful memories of their life.
The people in the tidal wave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oof. People in the explosion. Oh god. Yeah, it's awful.
R.I.P.
Yeah, you have the staircase on the right and the staircase on the left going
But
up.
they're also aware that they're frozen. But not like in real time.
No, they don't.
So it's like, we're freezing and this hurts.
You got your staircase on the right going up and a staircase on the left going up, spiraling up. You can assume you can assume they both lead to the same floor.
Okay.
We should have
split up on this one.
We should have asked for a map, or maybe where to find more books. But we said the classrooms may have books. Let us. Yeah, I will go left.
Dax will go left.
I will join you.
I guess.
I will go right.
Yeah, I guess I'll go right too.
All right, Ven, Kenna, dexterity saving throws. No, I'm kidding. Ha ha.
And then the elk is gonna follow us
up the stairs. Clop, clop, clop. You get up to the second floor. Both you all arrive up, and you can see each other at the other end of this corridor because they both go up to the second floor. The second floor is a large, open, circular landing flanked with long red sofas and small potted palm trees. On the ceiling is a painted mural of a summer sky. A spiral staircase sits on the landing, rising upwards, just a single one, and a corridor stretches ahead before you. On the eastern wall is a large wooden door, and sitting above the door is the arcane symbol for abjuration. And on the western wall is the large open door, or large wooden door, and above that door is the arcane symbol for conjuration. And at the end of this corridor is a set of wooden double doors.
So it was abjuration and conjuration were the two?
Abjuration, conjuration, and then the double doors at the end, and then the spiral staircase going up.
Okay.
These are probably classrooms, right?
That would make sense, and presumably for each of the different schools of magic.
Then, what was the type of book magic you were trying to get from the man who hired us?
Technically, it would be conjuration, I believe.
I mean, what a great trade, conjuration magic for conjuration magic.
That is true. That seems like a fair trade.
Caleb's like, just give Ogden more spells, just in case.
Yeah. You know, and in fact, actually, I think he's a little low on evocation, so I think why don't we keep looking?
Fair.
No, that sounds like a fair trade.
I mean, what if you find a version of the spell that is 2,000 years old? The same spell, but in a script of something 2,000 years old?
That is true.
This is all so interesting. I never thought I would find history so engaging.
It does have a way of sneaking up on you like this when you suddenly find it interesting. But yes, conjuration seems to be a good door to try.
All right. Rows of elevated wooden desks line the back portion of the room where you enter from. At the opposite end of the room is a large cluttered desk where a shadowy owl sits perched, and a blackboard. There's a rotund dwarf in a collection of maroon-colored robes. He's facing the doors and appears to have been waving his hands and conjuring a series of shadowy creatures all over the classroom. 3 or 4 younger students cower behind the desk. And yeah, there's stuff on the desk too. Aside from the shadowy owl.
And he is in
maroon-colored robes.
Maroon-colored robes.
And he's facing towards the door, conjuring these shadowy little creatures around the place.
Ven, what does maroon mean in the Soul Spire? Because it's not... Because you had said that teal was the conjuration, right? You had said that, or...?
Oh, the different houses aren't necessarily aligned to the different schools of magic.
Oh.
The schools of magic are the schools of magic are more like subjects. And then the houses are the divisions of the students.
I'm learning so much about class and classrooms.
The academy's pretty cool.
The name schools does make it confusing. It makes it sound like a certain division with people in it. It's sort of like how you can think of if there was a university. A standard university, there'd be a school of medicine, and a school of mathematics, a school of history, sort of different divisions, different groups of professors that teach those things. But then the houses.
And I think you're breaking Quoin.
I'm sorry.
No, I've had only one teacher.
All right, for Garrett, who just came back, you've gone into what Ven believes to be the Conjuration Classroom. Rows of elevated desks. Front portion of the room is a cluttered desk where a shadowy owl sits, and a blackboard behind it. There's a rotund dwarf in maroon robes, facing towards the doors, conjuring a series of shadowy creatures, and 3 or 4 students cower behind the desk.
I have had only 2 teachers in my life. One was Yarlin, and the other one was Pain. I am learning now from Pain. That is so complicated, the system you're explaining. So many ways to learn.
Well, yes. There's a lot of subjects, and there's a lot of there's funding and there's politics and other things involved in getting everything put together. So, in order to get all the work, you need a lot of people, and in order there's a lot of students. So, in order to get all the students taught, and of course, there's the scheduling. And I'm sorry,
Kenna, at this point, your detect magic stops.
Okay. Did I detect anything in the classroom when we first walked in, besides the spell being cast?
A scroll on the desk.
I'm gonna pick it up and look at it as Ven is teaching Quoin about the school system.
The scroll is a 3rd level spell scroll for summon shadow spawn. And on top of the scroll is an amethyst filled with tears.
Does the scroll look like it's about to be consumed?
No.
No? Okay.
It's a spell scroll of summon shadow spawn, and as you look, the spell component to cast the spell is an amethyst filled with tears, worth 300 gold pieces.
Hey Ven, you want a new spell?
And that's how tenure works. And what?
Hey Ven, I got a spell scroll over here that you might be interested in.
It's just
like Quoin, kind of like a pained smile, like I'm listening, but none of this is getting through.
3rd level spells.
I'm used to that look at work.
Of summon shadows.
Druck's gonna lean over to Quoin and be like,
"Do you think there is a wood class?
Is there a wood shop? Like a wood shop?"
I do not know. There's too many classes. I learned from one person. Ever.
Not to mention wizard, fighter, sorcerer, bard.
Well, Quoin, I learn from everyone.
Oh. That is a very good point. It is not just the intended learning that you get when you walk through the world. It is the unintentional lessons that also teach you.
I have a lot of failures. That I don't want to do again.
That is important to learn.
Oh, yes, wood. No mention of wood shop. Wood class.
I have not heard anything of wood.
I could probably make trees grow if I tried hard enough. You mean like that?
I mean, I have noticed carving wood in certain directions is easier, but also there are elements to carving wood that puzzle me. So, yes, it's I don't mean to bring this about me, but wood is curious and interesting and strong and sturdy and reliable.
So, I leave while I'm looking at the scroll. Just sounds like you, Druck.
Druck's posture changes, and if you could see a bugbear blush, they would be blushing.
Does anybody want to know what this spell scroll does?
Yes. I'm looking it over and investigating it.
Reading it out loud to your friends?
Yeah.
Okay. You call forth a shadowy spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see. This corporeal form uses the shadow spirit stat block. It's very similar to like the Eldritch one or whatever that Baxter cast last campaign. When you cast a spell, choose an emotion: fury, despair, or fear. The creature resembles a misshapen biped marked by the chosen emotion, which determines certain traits in its stat block. The creature disappears and interrupts 0 hit points. The spell ends. Concentration for an hour. It's friendly to you and your companions. It shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands. No action required. If you don't initiate any, it takes a dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. And it costs its spell component is tears inside a gem worth at least 300 gold pieces, and it does not consume the spell component.
Nice.
Well, that's useful. Is it a wizard spell?
It is a warlock and wizard spell.
Well, this seems like it could be useful. You said misshapen biped, though, so this looks like not what the guy is casting with the shadowy
owls. I had a little fun with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a, if you misshape a biped enough, you can get
look
an owl.
like an owl. Exactly. It's a misshapen biped.
Right.
The other creatures.
An owl is technically a biped.
That's true.
The other creatures look misshapen, but they're still creatures. Yeah, like a cat with 2 legs. Because biped means 2 legs. But yeah, that's the spell. That's all that you find in here. And the frozen dwarf conjuring shadow creatures to protect his students.
Does anyone mind if I add this into my, just put this in the bag of holding?
Go ahead, Ben. That's why I pointed it out to you.
Thank you.
That's a spell from Tasha's.
Oh, if this person...
3rd level?
Yep.
Okay.
Dax turns to Druck. What's up, Druck?
Do we know if this person is bad or teaching lesson?
It looks like he's trying to protect the students with this spell.
And he is wearing robes that Ven said were off color of the Phoenix House. Where the bugbear said... He looks like he's protecting the students, though, yeah.
Okay. But there weren't any enemies on our way up
No.
here. It's just... Okay. So
He's casting them towards the door, right?
Yeah. Kind of like how the bugbear was casting the demi-plane on the hall downstairs, like preparing just in case things got into the school.
Sorry.
No worries. That is the Conjuration Classroom.
I'm gonna start heading across the way to the Abjuration Classroom.
Alright. Everybody else
and start
following?
recasting
Or
Detect Magic.
people going to the double doors? that were at the end of the corridor?
I mean, we'll all go together to
Okay.
the abjuration, I think,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Alright. Rows of elevated wooden desks, just like the previous room. Cluttered desk, blackboard, same as the previous room. There's a purple-skinned tiefling in a black vest and black pants holding a wooden staff adorned in small metal studs. They have slicked back white hair and thick white sideburns. He's conjuring an arcane barrier around a cluster of younger students in the back corner of the room and staring up towards the doors you all came through. And you recast Detect Magic, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna like pull up a chair at one of the
Guess
desks
what?
and start casting it.
You detect another scroll of another spell scroll on the desk.
Hey Ben, we got another one.
Oh, good heavens! This place is like Christmas.
On the desk is a 3rd level spell scroll of Glyph of Warding.
Ooh.
Nice.
And a bowl filled with incense and powdered diamond worth 200 gold pieces. The spell components for Glyph of Warding.
Mm. Well, I will add that as well, because is that I think that's just a straight up wizard spell, right?
Glyph of Warding?
I think it's Wizard and Bard.
By the way, I don't think anyone else can. Yeah.
Glyph of Warding is clerical.
Yeah, regardless of anybody else in the party. Yeah, Bard,
Not
Cleric,
Druid.
Bard, Cleric, Wizard, Artificer. So regardless, yeah, the only one who can cast it in the party is our basically Cleric Wizard.
Yeah.
This is a relatively slow caster party.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the Ravenloft campaign,
The
which
only-
is full caster.
The only no caster is Drug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, technically, yeah. Yeah, Dark doesn't cast any spells.
No
that's right.
spells whatsoever.
Yeah.
But
You
that
gave
is-
away your spell ring, your
that
stinky
is-
spell ring.
That is the Abjuration
or
Classroom.
you sold it.
Yeah, not all magic items are good. And that's the Abjuration Classroom. That would just leave the double doors in this floor. Then you can get a sense there's a classroom like this for every school of magic.
Oh dear,
Which
they all have a
means probably
scroll
a
in them.
scroll for each one.
Oh dear, all right, Christmas, all right.
Yeah.
It's beginning to look a lot like Winter's Crest.
Beginning to look a lot like Wookiee Life Day.
It's why
It's
not.
beginning
in
to
my
look
setting.
a lot like when Octon.
Thank you.
There we go.
It's currently Life Day in Swotor right now. Anyways,
Oh.
do you anything else in this
Uh,
room? Just taking the spell
Double
scroll?
double doors, clear out the room, the floor. Sound good to everyone?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't mind me just adding a bunch of
Yeah.
new stuff to my inventory.
Yeah, just be prepared to add a bunch of spell scrolls. I'll also post them in
Spell
the,
scrolls are easy. It's the
Yeah,
it's
you gotta
the
customize
it's the
them.
custom it's the custom adding the
Yep.
because for
Yep.
some
Spell
reason
component.
spellcasting components are not included in the
Correct.
list of
It
equipment.
sucks. Oh well.
Which that and feedback
it's a
that
thing. So
Component pouch.
okay. Well, but they're the ones that have value specifically.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Like
so-
a diamond worth 300 gold or something.
Of course, that's what you meant. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You're
I
good,
played a
you're good,
caster
you're good.
before.
Are you going to those double doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Doop, boop, boop, boop. You've got to have been. It's have to have been like an hour walking around, or at least half an hour walking around the school so far. Okay. Rows of you open the double doors. Rows of elevated seats fill this chamber, and rows ascend up towards the ceiling. In the center of this circular chamber is a large stage shaped like a crescent moon, complete with a podium. A skeleton is slumped
Oh.
over the podium and is wearing an immaculate velvet purple billowing robe with shimmering golden embroidery on the lapel that reads Professor Winslow Thaddeus.
Oh dear.
That's right, that's a fucking name! Standing behind the skeleton is a red-skinned creature similar to Ven in appearance, with large bat-like wings that seems to be spraying acid, which seems to have melted the flesh from the body but kept the robes intact. The creature seems to be halfway stepping out of a dimension door spell, and the room itself seems like a lecture hall of sorts. No one
Do I
else in
sense
here.
Anything?
Just
Do I
the
sense anything
the
from
robe.
Detect Magic?
The robe.
I'm just gonna tap Ven on the shoulder and point at his robe. And that thing's going off.
Oh, and the dimension door
The-
spell that the Cambion's stepping through.
The robe is magic?
Yeah, it's like the brightest thing in here right now.
Yeah, the purple velvet
Ooh.
robe that kind of, it's billowy, it's billowing, Like,
is it just a robe of billowing?
No, it's a
Okay.
velvet purple billowing robe. Well, it's frozen in a billowing motion with shimmering golden embroidery on the lapel that reads Professor Winslow Thaddeus.
That could be you one day, then.
But yes, kind of the robe does emit magic.
Can
It
I
actually
tell
emits
what school?
conjuration.
Oh, is it a robe of many things?
Those are cool robes, though. Yeah, you don't see any patches on this robe.
You used them all. Ben, you want to go check it out with me?
Yes, I think I will cast Identify before we desecrate a corpse.
Sounds good.
Ritual cast, 10
this
minutes.
Yeah. What's everybody else doing in those 10 minutes?
While just, if we're worried about desecration, then I'm going to also give the corpse last rites.
Okay.
So we're...
Oh, God. You know what Yeah. I wonder... person just might be thinking of this. Is this guy dead? Or is his just a skeleton with nothing else is kind of turned off yet? Anyways, yeah.
Or is he like Don? One of the Skelebays.
Well, he's not in pieces, so he's not like Don.
Well...
He's not being
'Cause
thrown
Don's
around the
dead.
city. Don was thrown around the city.
Don had a bad end. So did this guy, but alright. So Quoin, you're doing last rites. Dax is just kind of not really doing much. Druck, anything?
Druck has been uncomfortable this entire time that they've been in this urban environment, so he's like just kind of taking out a block of wood and just kind of like
cool
carving.
Okay. Identify. This is called a professor robe. This immaculate purple velvet robe has golden embroidery on the robe that takes on the name of whoever it is attuned to. Whoever is attuned to the robe, as well as offering benefits, requires attunement by a wizard. Name change. As an action, while attuned to the robe, the wearer can rearrange the letters of their name to form a new name on the robe. Whatever name is displayed on the robe always begins with the title of Professor. Teacher's Assistant. While attuned to the robe, you can cast the Find Familiar spell once a day. Now, to be fair, I prepped this before you talked to Ogden about familiars.
Fair.
You can cast a Find Familiar spell once a day without providing material components, and can cast a spell as an action instead of a ritual. However, the familiar summon with this feature is a monodrone and is of small size instead of medium, and functions under the same rules and mechanics as a normal familiar would.
Monodrones are awesome.
Yeah, like little golden cog balls with eyes and wings, yeah.
Okay, here's a question, Justin, because normally if you cast the spell Find Familiar a second time, it just summons the same familiar again.
Only a monodrone. You can't change
No,
its
I know,
shape.
but if I get the spell Find Familiar from Ogden,
yeah, so
can I have two familiars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the monodrone is specifically tied to the robe.
Cool.
So, did we just buy a zoo? We just bought a zoo? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, that's the professor robe that is currently on what appears to be the corpse of Professor Winslow Thaddeus. And
So
Ben, you would also know, actually, Ben, you would know this. When a creature dies, it becomes unattuned to all magic items it's wearing. This robe, and it mentions the robe. Well, attuned to the robe, the wearer's name is on it. So the skeleton is not dead.
Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead. Oh dear. Oh no. No.
Is he like Dom before he died?
No, he's just not dead yet.
He's just aware.
Like, I'm guessing there's still
he's
bits
aware
under
of
there.
being melted by acid.
We should either heal him or kill him.
I mean, I guess I can cast, some healing word real quick.
All right, real quick. All right, I'm just gonna walk up and like avoid the acid spray.
Oh yeah, because the acid there is no. Fuck. Yeah, there's acid spray.
Yeah.
There's acid spray in this instance because I mentioned there was.
Yeah, because acid is a physical thing, not like a spell effect, right?
But you see, like in the courtyard, you did see people like conjuring acid spells, but you just didn't see any acid.
Right. Oh, is this
in this instance, you do see acid.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize it was a spell. I thought it was
we move him?
Something natural. I think so. Yes. Actually, let's just tie a rope around him. It's just, well, he's frozen in time, so moving him won't hurt him.
Yeah, but he's still gonna be like in that last moment of.
Right. So if we heal him, we can fix that, or we kill him.
Can I cast Death Ward on him?
I think that would make it worse. He's already stuck.
Oh no, it's the first time a target hits 0.
Yeah.
He's already there.
Well, no. Yes,
he's already at 0.
Maybe.
So Death Ward would not work.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know if he's like. Well, I don't know. Do hit points like count down? Is he like in the process of his hit points like going?
No, everything's frozen in time.
Right, but like so when you normally get hit, do hit points just go? But like he's in the middle of the. Like it's still in. There's motion. His HP bar is like dropping.
Yeah.
But like.
So would Death Ward work?
So you also get the sense healing spells won't work.
Oh.
Because frozen in time, you can't.
Right. And but if we bring him downstairs and put him in the demi-plane,
and then
he'll immediately die.
Yes, but this is all... Is that what happens with book magic?
What do you mean?
What if we use the healing powers of Bahamut?
Maybe.
I can revivify him if we do put him in.
He doesn't have a face.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
He has a body.
No, he does not really.
Revivify would be incredibly agonizing for this man.
Yeah, because it would bring him back without like face or skin, and then he would just die.
Organs.
Also, it does require things.
Oh.
Yeah, Revivify just brings him back as is. It just like brings him back. Like he doesn't have a body to.
And even though he's technically been dead for 2,000 years, technically he's been dead for less than a minute.
Yep. Yeah. All right. This is an interesting moral question.
Are you trying to do lay on hands?
I mean, if I put 1 point of lay on hands into him, technically that would be enough to get anyone stable.
Yeah.
And alive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he's coming back not looking like...
Yeah.
I mean, no, he's going to be stable.
Yeah.
He is going...
But still being melted by acid at the same time.
I mean, they're probably going to look like a microwave hot dog.
Yeah.
Like...
Fuck me. Jesus.
But like...
Professor Winslow Thaddeus is having a rough time.
Yeah, but how do we? But
that's not his name. We know that's an anagram based on the item description.
What would Winslow Thaddeus be as an anagram?
Good question.
Put it in an anagram generator. Yeah.
What do you think I'm?
Well, right now it's a slow win.
So what are you doing, Quoin? Are you doing anything?
I mean, like, if you get, like, I mean, I was going with my hands, but I don't know if they're going to be like, maybe don't put it on this guy. Because I'm like,
Can I go to the Cambion and turn him around so that when he resumes live, he's going back the way he came?
When?
Through the dimension door? Or if time resumes? I just want to turn him around.
Do we remember, wait, there's, Drak, you had said that when you touch them, they come alive.
Yes, well,
yes. So maybe that is not.
Oh, if I touch these guys?
Yes.
Well, I mean, no, I only noticed it when you damaged them.
Yeah, it seems like when Druk was like stabbing the shit out of them that they were.
Yeah, I'm just turning this guy around. I'm not punching him in the face or nothing.
All right. To do this without getting in the vicinity of the acid spell, because you're technically entering melee with this thing. I'm gonna need. Are you doing that?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm gonna. Once I get closer and you
get close enough, you can kind of feel like your hair kind of sizzling a little bit from like just the vicinity of the acid. You can smell it like singeing your nose hairs. You're like, maybe not.
Maybe not. Not the time. All right.
That would go with anybody trying to go in with melee with like a lay on hands as well, or a healing spell that's touch. You can kind of feel like the acid like prickling you a bit.
But I'm so small I could go underneath the robes. Yeah, I mean...
He's intact down here. It's very strange.
No, he's only,
everything below the belt is fine.
Well, that would be a terrible existence still.
Yeah, wait, is the robe like open at the chest?
Yeah,
so, like,
it is an open robe. Like it's not.
He was like, presumably there was a shirt under this, or was he just like open bathrobing it in the middle of this lecture hall?
You can probably imagine he had actual clothes underneath. They've just melted away, but the robe is magical, so it.
Right. Okay.
Sam, his name was Winslow Thaddeus. What do you think?
I put Winslow Thaddeus in an anagram generator, and I got Howdy's Walnuts.
Yep.
Howdy's Walnuts.
Sideshow Walnut.
Sideshow Walnut.
And then Utah Windowless.
Well, windowless Utah.
That
sounds like a surrealist biography.
But Howdy's Walnuts, so good. But yeah, no.
Sideshow
That
Walnut.
sounds like it had an ex-Mormon.
Back on the track. Yeah. It doesn't seem like this guy's able to be healed.
Okay. All right.
Should we just let him die? Is that I'm so?
You get a sense he's not dead yet because he's still attuned to the robe.
Right. The robe is the last thing on my mind here. Like
I can put him out.
Oh, we know. We can all put him out. We can just put him in the demiplane and let him melt.
That's gonna be rough for those kids when they unfreeze.
Right, we shouldn't do that. Okay, I'm stressed. Okay, this is a lot.
Druck's just gonna grab this guy's this robe and just right off this guy.
Okay. You do have to get within, kind of within melee of the. Oh no, never mind. You don't, because you're 10 feet reach.
Yeah, Druck's going.
The hair on your arm where that gets near the acid, all kind of just kind of cooks a bit.
He'll take it.
So you have a patch of just missing hair.
So just like a hockey jersey, you just pull it over.
And as you pull the robe off, completely intact underneath the robe, flesh, clothes, just the head, the uncovered portion of the robe has melted away, which is just his face. But the robe is immaculate and clean and fine. But it still says Professor Winslow Thaddeus on it.
Did we just put him out of his misery now?
Or what do you mean?
It's really rough, but I feel like it's the merciful thing to do. Give him his last rites and then...
Well, I mean, if you have that in mind, there are lots of people that have been living in agony for a while. Do we want to euthanize them? Is that what you're saying?
Well, maybe if the wizards come that Ven talked about, maybe they could fix it.
Yes, we do not know who what did they say, the Undercroft? There's
Undercroft. Yeah, it's Undercroft.
Maybe there's still hope for the sideshow walnut.
Indeed, we'll just have to answer to him if he's all right about why we took his robe.
Howdy's walnuts.
Yeah, I noticed that
Episode
he
title,
had this.
Howdy's walnuts.
Yeah, I was wondering there seems to be a snack on the table, and I wondered how these walnuts.
There are walnuts in his robe. There's walnuts in one of the robe pockets.
It's cracking him.
That sounds like it started as a knock-knock joke, and then it just kind of became a thing.
But yeah, he's still
knock. Who's there?
He's still attuned to the robe.
Howdy's walnuts.
Druck hands it over to Ven.
Apologize for taking initiative on this, but
this feels. Something about this feels wrong, but it's protective, and it will be helpful in our journey, and everything we do can help these people.
So Ven,
yes.
The way for attunement to end is if the creature no longer satisfies the prerequisites for the attunement. He's still a wizard. If the item has been more than 100 feet away for at least 24 hours, if the creature dies, or if another creature attunes to the item.
Okay, so I can just attune to it.
Yeah, you don't have to just keep it away from him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let us let us leave this sad, gruesome scene.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna look around. There's paper in here, right?
Yep. Yeah, and you also get to think, if you ever return to the server, you can think of anagrams of your name.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to grab a quill. I'm gonna dip a quill in some ink, grab a piece of paper, and just write out a quick note that just says, like, terribly sorry for this. You were frozen in time. Your robe is magic, and it didn't. And we weren't sure when you were going to be unfrozen, and we weren't sure if you were going to live. So I did take it. I feel really bad about it. If you ever get unfrozen, come. Just ask for Ven Khihalis at the through the Soulspire Academy. Someone will be able to get in touch with me, and I will happily give you your robe back. Once again, I am terribly, terribly sorry for taking it, Ven. And then I'm just gonna like tack that up to like a bookshelf. Like if there's a bookshelf nearby, like kind of facing him, I'm just gonna like put a book, like fold the top over so there's a book sitting on top of it and like holding it so it just kind of like sits visible upright.
All right,
and just Quoin like nodding approvingly because someone else is writing a note.
Doesn't even matter what's on it. It's just the fact that someone's leaving a note.
Yeah.
I looked up anagrams for Ven and it's hilarious. Anyways,
oh boy,
one's Elvis.
Hell yeah.
So you take the robe, you leave the note, and you leave the mostly intact skeleton.
And that's why you always leave a note.
All right, yeah, you can add a professor robe to your equipment, Ven.
Nice.
It's a homebrew item.
But it's in there?
I made it. It's on D&D Beyond. It should be on there.
Okay. Professor robe, and then there's the Professor Orb. Yeah, that's Professor Scant.
Professor Orb is is a cool magic item. Professor Scant is a annoying Professor Orb from Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Ah.
He's like one of those constantly talk. It's Professor Orbs are like orbs that can like talk. They have like a spirit inside that they can talk and give knowledge. That one never shuts up and talks to people like they're stupid.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Think of your favorite voice that you would use for a person like that.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes. Did you know that? That's amazing. But yeah, that's that's the lecture hall.
I've got all sorts of knowledge to give you.
That's the lecture hall.
I love Tarrasques. They're so big.
Yeah, the Professor was obsessed with Tarrasques. So yeah, that's the lecture hall. That's all of the second floor. There are 3 more to go.
Gilbert Gottfried is the cameo that I look up the most, and the one that I've like always been like, should I?
Did I start watching the 7-season show for that one episode with Gilbert Gottfried?
So what are y'all doing?
We're going to go through the double doors.
You just went through the double doors.
Oh,
we're going back through the double doors.
Yep, and then you got the spiral staircase that's left.
Let us go to the spiral staircase.
Oh, it would have to be anagrams of your whole name. No, it'd be the name you go by. Anyways. The third floor is a large, open, circular landing flanked with long green sofas and small potted rose bushes. On the ceiling is a painted mural of a raging ocean. A spiral staircase sits on the landing, rising upwards, and a corridor stretches forward ahead of you. The only doors you see on the eastern wall is a large wooden door with the arcane symbol of divination, and then the western wall is a large wooden door with the symbol of enchantment. No double doors, no other halls, just these 2 doors. Enchantment and divination.
Well, we should go into enchantment, but I'm going to most likely end up burning the spell scroll.
Yeah, right. I mean, could be useful
very illegal. Very illegal.
Certain charm spells are the only illegal ones.
Charm is not necessarily
true.
Well,
that's why I said most likely.
Charms are enchantment, but not all enchantments are charms.
I'm aware. I'm just saying, as I said, most likely, depending on what the scroll is. If it is a charm spell or something else.
I just fucking hate enchantment schools of magic.
Don't a lot of spells hurt people? Why is this one different?
It's more about bringing up the concept and the idea of free will, and spells that charm people impact a person's free will and are therefore illegal.
Which means dominate person is illegal.
Yep. For example, spells do hurt people. However, it is generally illegal to use a spell to hurt a person. Outside of in the same way, it would be illegal to hurt a person with a weapon. However, just like spells that hurt people and weapons, you can detect when something like that happens. You can see it. You can see that a person has been stabbed, that has been shot with an arrow, has been burned, has been electrocuted, so on, as we saw in that last room. However, when it comes to enchantment is undetectable. You don't know if someone has been enchanted. It is possible. It's dangerous because not only can it's not just about harming one person. A spell like this could control someone and cause them to do all sorts of horrible things. Could control the mind of a king or a queen or a governor or a lord or someone who is in charge of other people and could use their influence. And it would be nearly impossible to detect without our wards that we have up. There is really no good reason to use it. There are some. There could be responsible uses, but again, it brings up the question of free will. It brings up a slippery slope of potential uses that we have decided are not worth the conversation, and they have been banned outright.
Does someone know if they have been or have that type of spell cast on them?
Depends on the spell. However, now with the Soulspire Academy, the Academy maintains a network of detection spells over the entirety of the country, and those spells not only alert the Academy to the casting of every spell, but also the type. And should a charm spell be cast, that person will be immediatally detected. So,
and you were correct. You were correct when you said country, because that barrier does not come to Olden Undeal or Remnant.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's just the core of an Undeal.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you're in Koran Undeal, out here it doesn't extend out this far, but still.
I do not know a lot, but that sounds very dangerous.
Which part?
The mind.
Yes, very much so. This is why it is strictly controlled and outlawed. Even necromancy, which raises the dead. At least it's just a body. There's not a mind or a soul stuck in there while they're being commanded.
And even then, the soul of the body usually has a choice whether it comes back or not.
Yes, and there are good applications of necromancy, of course, as all of our spells to resurrect and bring people back from the dead. Those are technically necromancy. Though a pure and I like to think of them as the purest application of necromancy, and I like to think that the rest of the spells in the necromantic school were discovered as a means of attempting to achieve those resurrection spells, but I am a optimistic person.
Hey, we're at the top of the stairs. What do we see?
I already described it. Divination, enchantment classrooms.
Right. That's
right.
right.
We're gonna go into the enchantment classroom since we've been having this long discussion about enchantment magic.
Rows of elevated wooden desks line the back portion of the room where you enter from. Yeah, at the opposite end of the room, just like the other two classrooms. Cluttered desk and a furbolg in black robes in the process of carving glyphs into the underside of the desk. It's a cluttered desk as well, and a blackboard behind the desk. Detect magic again pings a spell scroll on the desk.
I'm gonna go over and look at it.
Okay. It is a spell scroll of catnap.
Ooh.
It was actually fairly mundane. Benign.
Yeah. Hey, Ben, I think we can actually use this one.
Oh, good. Something not horrifying. Which one is it?
It says catnap at the top here.
Oh, that's such a delightful spell. Actually, I forgot that one's an enchantment. There are some good ones.
Yeah, this one could be really useful for us.
Yes, if I remember correctly, it's just one that essentially allows you to get rest more efficiently.
Mm-hmm. That's what it says
and
here.
And you do see a furbolg carving glyphs onto the underside of the desk.
What is this fellow doing?
Druck is just like carving wood. Oh, neat. Let's see what he's carving.
All right.
What level spell is catnap again?
Are you? I'll give you a second. 3rd level.
Okay. All of these are 3rd level.
Yeah. Are you touching the desk at all? Anyone touching the desk?
Naturally, like leaning under to see what this guy is carving.
Sure.
Druck would touch the
Okay,
desk.
cool.
I'm not.
As you do.
Just what would happen?
As you do.
He's fascinated with wood. He'd probably give it a nice brush.
Okay. As you do.
Yeah.
I need you to make. Actually, no. Hold on. Never mind. There's no save on this. The spell scroll kind of. One of the glyphs just burns away. You all see this bright pink light emanate from under the desk as Druck sticks his hand under.
Oh dear.
8 plus 8 is 16. Plus 5 is 21. 25. Hold on. Okay. I gotta pull out a dice roller. This is gonna take forever.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna take a knee next to a desk, you're probably gonna put your hand on it. So
yeah. Not just like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a 5th level. It's additional 2d8 per level above first, so that would be.
Did someone prepare exploding runes?
In an enchantment classroom?
Is that an Order of the Stick reference?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know if I know.
All right.
I like that though.
That's 11d8 for a 5th level spell. Nice. I'm rolling it on Dax's character sheet because. Druck, how many hit points do you have? I imagine you have more than 45.
I do have more than 45.
Okay.
I have 68.
Does anyone within? There are people within. I'd say most of the party, the people Kenna and Ven definitely are within 20 feet of Druck.
Mm-hmm.
Hit points, both of you.
Total or maximum or
total, please.
50.
Current total?
Yeah, current
37.
Total. So 37, Kenna, you have
50.
All right, Ven.
Oh God.
You fall unconscious.
Oh, is it sleep?
For 1 minute until the spell ends or until someone uses their action. So you guys see Ven walk over, Druck the light, and then Ven just falls asleep. You hear Ven snoring.
I can't tell what this person is carving. Dunk.
Hey, Ven.
In the room, the glyph disappears.
Druck, what did you do? What did you touch?
I touched nothing but
Ven's just like
this
slumped.
desk.
Ven, the way Ven fell, he's kind of just like slumped over the desk.
Can I figure out what happened to Ven? Can I try to figure it out?
Arcana. Are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
No. Your detect magic actually would pay off enchantment on the glyphs, but that's about it. And
Okay.
by the time you're trying to figure it all out, Ven wakes up.
Yeah, no. Oh, where am I? Oh, what happened?
Druck was under a desk and then you just keeled over. Are you okay? You tired? Do we need to take a break?
I was so sleepy.
Yeah. 5th level sleep spell, 11d8 hit points.
Well, I'm awake now. That was not nearly as restful as I would have hoped.
This person is terrible at carving wood.
Maybe. Did I sense that the spell came from the desk?
I mean, you saw when Druck touched it and looked underneath, you saw a light go from under the desk. So yeah.
Hey, Ven, I think I think Druck found something under the desk. I don't know if I'll be able to figure out what it was, but it was definitely enchantment.
Oh, look under the desk. So the room is gone though, right?
Yeah, the glyph's gone now. Just the carving in their desk is still there. It's a glyph of the sleep spell.
Oh, that'd be what's. So this is one of the spells that I picked up downstairs. The warding allows you to take a spell and have it be activated if it's stepped on or touched. And it appears that this spell was sleep, which is lucky that it wasn't something like fireball. That's what I thought it was going to be.
But yeah,
fireball's only 8d6.
I thought it was going to be. I was thinking
Oh,
about 3.5 when I had a friend who was a sorcerer and wrote on pieces of paper, "I prepared exploding runes today." So that is actually there's a old D&D webcomic called Order of the Stick, where that was a joke from it, where the wizard, that's what the wizard would, how the wizard would prepare exploding runes.
But yeah, only thing in here worth taking is the third level spell scroll of Catnap. Catnap's a really good spell too. It's a fun spell.
It'll be real nice.
Got it from Target. It's real nice.
Real nice. Yeah, Catnap.
I was at Target earlier today.
Takes 10 minutes to cast. And it basically, you make a calming gesture, and up to 3 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range fall unconscious for 10 minutes. The spell ends on the target early if it takes damage, yada yada. The target remains unconscious for the full duration, and they gain the benefits of a short rest. They can't be affected by the spell again until it finishes a long rest, and that's Catnap.
So instead of having to wait an hour for a short rest, it's only 10 minutes.
But for 3 people only at 3rd level. So 3 people can get 10-minute short rest, you know.
So the other classrooms in here are illusion
Divination.
and necromancy? Divination and necromancy.
Nope, Divination and Enchantment were the only ones on this floor.
Oh, I thought they were 3.
Necromancy didn't. Necromancy doesn't get it. Presumably they were a little hesitant to put a necromancy classroom in a school, especially right after it was founded.
Fair.
There
Definitely
is
valid.
2 for 8 schools of magic, and there's 2 schools per floor. Who knows?
Oh, maybe there's 2 in the basement.
There's still stairs going upwards.
There are. I thought you said that when you said there was nothing else.
No, sorry. Yeah, there's the 2 doors, and then there's another staircase going up.
Oh, okay. Because it's evocation and
so
necromancy are the 2 left.
You have. No, what's left is evocation, illusion, necromancy, transmutation.
Yeah.
But yeah, the divination classroom left on this floor.
Let's go. We're going on a trip.
All right. Man, imagine if I made Ven roll to not hit his head off the corner of the desk. Anyways.
That would be mean.
Yeah.
Rows of instant death. You broke your neck.
Rows of elevated wooden desks.
$1 million baby.
Yeah. Rows of elevated wooden desks line the back portion of this room where you enter from. Just like everything else. At the opposite end of this room, cluttered desk as per usual, were a floating golden eye sits, as if it was surveying the room, and a blackboard. Standing in this area is a turtle with olive green skin and wearing a flowing navy blue coat, and appears to be racing towards the door, brandishing a wand that resembles a plume of fire. And Detect Magic is about to end, but it pings off the wand and a scroll on the desk.
Okay. I'm gonna tell them wand, scroll, and then start recasting Detect Magic.
Okay.
I'll go for the scroll first.
It is a 3rd level spell scroll.
Okay.
Of clairvoyance.
Ooh.
And a glass eye made from stained glass worth 100 gold pieces. Which is a spell component.
Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it? It's one of my circle spells. Can I have it?
Oh, the component?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
I've been wanting to try clairvoyance
well,
for
now you
so
can.
long.
And that doesn't consume the component.
Yeah. I'll give you the scroll too, just in case, so that way you can.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, I'll have to buy the component. But also.
Yeah.
If you need to use it, like when you don't have spell slots or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can add a 3rd level spell scroll of clairvoyance, and then there's just the ping off the wand of flame, basically, that the turtle's holding.
Yeah. Then I'll go over and just.
Identify.
Yep. Then I'll join Kenna in doing a 10-minute long casting of a spell and start doing Identify.
Okay. For the sake of time. It's not the wand you probably think it is. Or is it? This is a wand of pyrotechnics, not a wand of fireballs.
Aww.
Yeah. This wand has 7 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges and create a harmless burst of multicolored light at a point you can see up to 60 feet away. The burst of light is accompanied by a crackling noise that can be heard up to 300 feet away, much like a firework. The light is as bright as a torch flame but lasts only a second. The wand regains 1d6 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the wand's last charge, roll a d20 on a 1. The wand erupts in a harmless pyrotechnic display and is destroyed.
Nice.
Wand of pyrotechnics. Just a flashy wand. Not worth much. It's a common magic item. But that is the wand. And that is the divination classroom.
All right, continue upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes, let us go up the stairs.
All right. This would be the 4th floor. The 4th floor is a large open circular landing flanked with long violet sofas and small potted orange trees, which have oranges growing on them. On the ceiling is a painted mural of a wintry mountainscape. A spiral staircase sits on the landing, rising upwards, and a corridor stretches ahead of you. On the eastern wall is a wooden door, arcane symbol of evocation. The other door, arcane symbol of illusion. And yeah, this tree has, these potted orange trees have 6 oranges growing on them total, or on each, 6 on each.
Seems like your area of expertise, Kenna.
Sure, yeah. I'll investigate them. I'm not great with your book magic.
They're oranges.
They're oranges?
You get 12 oranges total.
Hey, then they're oranges. There's about a dozen of them.
That's it? Just oranges?
They're not magical from what I'm seeing.
Which classroom was this again?
There is evocation and illusion.
I mean, this might
and
be...
And your detect magic isn't pinging anything off the oranges.
Yeah, they're just regular oranges.
Quoin's gonna jump up and cut one off.
Okay.
And then smell it.
Smells like an orange.
Peel it.
Feels like an orange.
Take a little sliver out.
Okay. Comes out just like an orange would.
One section.
Yeah.
Pop it in his mouth.
Tastes like an orange.
Take off half and give it to the elf.
Now, Quoin. Yeah, it doesn't ping off the detect magic, but... Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I think I fucked up here. Power word kill oranges. No.
What?
That'd be so
They
good.
also, yeah, they had, yeah, they're magic oranges that also had Nistul's magic aura or mystic aura cast on them to negate their detectability.
Sorry, it does not. It doesn't ping magic, but as soon as you hold it, Quoin, there's like a soft humming coming from it, but it doesn't feel like it's bad or anything. It just feels like ooh, spicy fruit.
Oh, it's like a humming, so it's not like a cell phone. It's like a.
Yeah, it's not like a cell phone vibrating. It's just kind of like a tingling. But because you took a bite, roll me a d8.
Yeah. All right. Oh my God! First roll.
Yeah.
First roll of the night.
For Quoin, yeah.
Oh, for Quoin. Oh, that's not. Where are my d8s? Did not have my. This. I sound like an insane person. That this is how crazy my desk is. Just I got it. Oh, big one.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, you don't regain 3d8 plus 4 hit points.
Okay. Didn't need it.
But your skin sheds bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet for 1 hour. Just.
I just look over at Kenna.
The fuck?
So there's
Do you
11.
see?
There's 11 oranges left.
Did you? Oh, I actually fed half of it, like I said, to the elk. So does the elk also?
The elk does too, yeah.
So the elk is also just beacon of light.
Yeah, just so I can keep track of this, I'll post the effects of the orange you have in the group chat.
Could we... Can I try to figure out how long these would last if we picked them?
Indefinitely if they're in Druck's bag of thingy-majigs.
Hey, Druck, pull out your bag of preserving. We're taking these.
Yes, it is good to have more food.
Hey, Quoin, spit out the seeds.
And you can see Quoin just emanating light.
Yeah, save the seeds if you can. If not, it's fine. We've got plenty.
Ven,
I think
you would
they
know
would
casting
go through elk eventually.
Ven, you would know casting Identify on these oranges might be a good idea.
Let's start.
Throwing them in.
Well, I
Keep
don't
them out
detect
for
his
Ben.
magic, but maybe Identify can tell us something. So I'll start just like setting up Identify under the tree.
All right, so boom. Each fruit has a different magical effect. It'll take me forever to go through each one, but each of the fruit have magical effects that don't seem bad. But this fruit remains potent for 1 week, after which it loses its magical properties but remains edible. So it only has these magical properties for a week. So once they're taken out of the stasis, that'll go away. So right now they're indefinite because they're in the stasis, but once they leave the stasis, they remain potent for a week.
So currently, then I have about minus one section, half of an orange that has these properties.
Yeah, for the sake of for the sanity, I'll say each orange has like 3 uses.
Great. Then I've got 1 use left.
Well, 2. Oh yeah, because you went to the elk. Yeah, so you got like
I gave
one.
the elk bite,
you got one
and then
segment
I
of
took
orange
one
left,
bite,
and I posted in the group chat what your orange does.
Perfect. I got a segment of orange left. I love it.
And yeah, there's 11 oranges left total. And I imagine you're just putting the rest of them in Druck's pack of preserving. Okay, you got 11 magic oranges.
I'm going to write a note. Thank you for the marvelous oranges, and I don't know. Should I leave? I'll leave 100 gold.
Okay.
Note.
Okay, you leave 100 gold and a note in the pot.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's that, and then there's the two, like I said, the 2 classrooms, evocation and illusion.
Right, I forgot about illusion.
My illusions, Dad. You don't have time for my illusions.
Do we want to, check out the illusion classroom first?
Oh my god, I forgot how much money we spent to get here, so dumping 100 gold is a lot.
Yeah. Just be like one of those people who accidentally puts too much money in like the donation thing. You're like, oh fuck.
Like I put a 20 in the tip jar. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to fucking put a 20 in. Yeah.
Oh, now I'm gonna look like a total dick if I pull it back out. I really am a Costanza.
All right. So the illusion classroom. I'm just gonna start powering through these.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I did 50 gold instead.
Illusion classroom.
Oh, what do I get?
Same as the previous rooms. Aside from a human woman with long blonde hair and a turquoise corset, shock white frock coat, conjuring illusions of cowering students all over the classroom. There's a scroll on the desk of major image. 3rd level spell scroll, major image.
Ooh, okay.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start going through these because, like I said, it's all gonna be the same, and it's kind of. Evocation classroom. Cluttered desk, gnome with wild, wiry white hair and black robes is in the process of casting a fireball to throw at the door. The desk, 3rd level spell scroll, wall of water.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, like it's just spell scrolls. And for the sake of time, because nothing's really special about all the remaining classrooms, I'll just go through them, what you find, just for the sake of time. On the 5th floor and final floor, necromancy classroom, you find a 3rd level spell scroll of summon undead.
Okay.
And a gilded skull worth 300 gold pieces.
So the spell component for it?
Yep. And then in the transmutation classroom, you find a 3rd level spell scroll of meld into stone.
Ooh.
And that's all the spell scrolls.
Nice.
So many spell scrolls.
Yeah, 8 third level spell scrolls, I believe.
It's a lot.
And eventually that is the classrooms. So you make your way back down to the foyer, I would imagine.
Third level is great for teaching.
Yep. So yeah, you make your way back down to the foyer because, like I said, there's nothing else up there. You're back to where you started.
I guess we should look for the entrance to this undercraft.
Seems like a good idea, yes.
There is also the Arcane Assembly still, but...
yes, we need to see the Arcane Assembly, yes.
Yeah, we need to see what's going on.
So you run over to the door to the Arcane Assembly. You open it. It's a big circular wooden door. A large cylindrical corridor made of bronze stretches forward. All along the corridor are large glass cases where some large constructs sit within. Some of the glass cases appear broken in places and empty, with pulverized glass surrounding the broken cases. Before each case is a plaque detailing whatever is inside or was inside. The broken case plaques read Oaken Bolter, Iron Cobra, and Stone Defender. The only constructs that seem to remain in the glass cases is a 5-foot-tall cobra made of entirely iron and is poised in a striking position, with a plaque labeling it as an iron cobra. So one of those is just not in a glass case. And a 10-foot diameter ball of shield-like plates, which is called a Gearkeeper construct. At the end of the corridor is another of those large circular wooden doors.
Are any of these items pinging off detect magic?
Nope.
Okay. Do we think it's dangerous on the other side of that door? Could it be, I don't know, another... what was it? What room was it? Conjuration? Your
detect magic isn't pinging anything off on the other side of the door.
Okay.
Actually, sorry. It is, but not depicting schools of magic, more like magic items.
Okay.
2 of them.
Oh. I mean, there is something behind this door. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go in, but I just want to make sure everyone's cool with going in.
Alrighty. In the center of this large domed chamber is a 45-foot-tall, featureless, humanoid-like construct being made of solid purple crystal and is crackling with light blue arcane energy that is frozen in the stasis around it, like everything else. On its back is a massive cage of black iron that appears big enough for about 3 to 5 people. On the ceiling of the chamber is a glass dome that seems to look out into the sky, but it appears that this glass dome seems to project an illusion of the night sky during the peak of winter, which is not the current season. The construct's left hand looks like a massive barbed hook, which seems to be attached to a length of sturdy green metal chains. The construct's right arm ends in what look like 3 ship cannons that seem to be taking in that crackling arcane energy. A series of scaffolds have been placed around the construct, and on the scaffolds are a series of gnomes in dark teal robes working on the construct, also frozen in time. On the scaffolding directly in front of this construct is a wiry young gnome with flaming orange hair that seems to be carefully trying to place a 2-foot diameter orb of pure darkness into a spherical indentation in the construct's chest cavity. He's not touching the orb, and the orb appears to be floating, and he's wincing slightly as if he's worried about said orb. One of the gnomes has a thick blue and yellow book open in their hands and seems to have been shouting out commands. It appears like they were trying to activate whatever this was before the stasis took hold. And the detect magic is coming from the orb and the book the one gnome is holding.
It's coming from the orb and the book.
Yeah, and the gnome who's handling the orb, he's not touching it. You can see he's like wincing really hard. It looks like he's not trying to touch it.
I think we may want to leave this one alone.
Do we at least want to check out what the book is?
Whatever is happening here seems very, very delicate, and if restarting time and stopping the stasis is on the table, I don't want to interrupt whatever this is in the event that we do that.
Yes,
Fair.
This looks like lever that we had talked about, maybe not pressing or pushing.
If this is the middle of a delicate process, who knows what that is? And I gesture up to the construct.
Yeah.
I say, I have suspicions as to what that is, and I point the giant ball of darkness.
Yep.
In which case it's very, very dangerous, and whatever that book is making all of this happen. You can
make me an Arcana check if you want to be 100% certain.
Guidance.
Alright. Where's my d4? There you are. 18.
What's Ven think it is?
Sphere of Annihilation?
Ven would be correct.
Yes, that is one of the most dangerous objects in the universe right there.
So we should leave very quickly and carefully?
It's not going to do anything, but
okay.
it will. We should not interrupt what's happening here. Let me put it this way. Anything that touches that ball will not be anymore. And when I say will not be, I want to make sure that I'm stating this correctly. It's not that it will not be touching the ball anymore. It will not exist anymore. It will cease to be, utterly and completely.
Isn't that extremely useful?
Extremely dangerous as well.
Like any weapon.
Yes, but the problem with this weapon is that when it comes to controlling it, you can't touch it, obvious reasons. You have to think at it. You have to think where you want it to go. Anyone else can think at it and make it go towards you.
And if you fail to check, it goes towards you.
Yes. If your thoughts stray too much and you fail to keep up the proper mental fortitude as you are directing it, it will begin to drift towards you and could possibly kill you in the most mundane of uses of it.
This seems like a spiteful existence.
It is a terrifyingly powerful object, and only should be kept in the hands of those who are the most qualified to use it, which these people seem to be, and I don't want to...
The gnome who's handling it, he's wincing and worried, so maybe it kind of looks like he's not super comfortable. Or
can I actually go a little closer and... No, because if I fail the check, it'll start moving. Well,
to me, that just shows how smart this guy is, because smart person knows.
Well,
right, but I didn't know if that was the thing.
Ven would know. You could try moving. You could try messing with it within 60 feet of it.
Okay. Since time has stopped, if I fail or succeed, but if I keep trying again, would that stack? Would those commands stack?
You don't know.
Because I'm worried if he's not failing, or if he's failing only a little bit of
you don't know.
Sending it back at him and really screwing him.
You don't
know. Or if
I
you
think we
move
should
it and then
this
he
alone.
accidentally moves into the path that you set for it.
Well, I was going to have it just moved forward. I also don't know how much forward. Yeah, I think we should.
But you do see there is a spherical indentation on the construct's chest, and it looks like they're trying to put it into the construct's the indentation.
True.
And you can probably ascertain this thing's probably powered by the Sphere of Annihilation.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which means, which you think is strange because it obliterates all matter it passes through, and all matter that passes through it. Artifacts are the exception.
Oh, that must be an artifact. I have an idea. I have an idea of how to aid in the situation, but not ruin it. Because durations...
And it is a 2-foot diameter black sphere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Actually, no. I don't know if that would work. I was thinking about casting Bless on him, so
it wouldn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, because the duration is based on me, not based on him.
Correct one.
All right. I think I have a high intelligence. It's an intelligence check, right?
Correct one. Arcana.
Oh, it's an Arcana check?
Yep.
All right.
Then, if you're doing what I think you're doing, I think we should just leave it alone for now.
If I can help, I feel like I should.
Oh.
And also, just so you know, a creature whose space the sphere enters must succeed in a dex save or be touched by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we don't know whether they were taking it in, putting it in, or taking it out.
Given what's happening here, this appears to be the power source, and this very large construct is most likely meant to join the battle.
But there are things that we don't know about that could happen. I feel like whenever we try to help in these kinds of epic situations, it ends up going wrong. You know, like with Dax and your hometown.
That doesn't sound like I feel like that's an unfair comparison. One of those was the attempt to put a lordling in his place after he insulted someone through the use of a evil deity. The other one of these is just pushing a ball into a hole.
A ball that could consume your very existence should you fail.
Oh no, I'll be way over here. It won't be. Plus, it's already frozen in time, so it can't move. By the time we leave the room, it'll be perfectly fine. I'm in no danger here.
Are you
famous last
sure?
words?
Yeah.
If I'm 60 feet away, well, because if I from the Arcana check, Justin, how far? Like, if on a failure, how far does it move in one
10
turn?
feet towards you.
Yeah. So if I'm 60 feet away, if I'm 60 feet away from it, I have almost a full minute before it could even reach me if it's not frozen. And I can just stop, and it'll stop
And
moving.
if you succeed, it moves in a direction of your choice equal to 5 times your intelligence modifier.
Okay. Can I do less than that?
Yeah, you can pick.
Okay.
Up to, yeah, so you pick minimum.
Okay.
Minimum 5 feet.
Okay. Is it less than 5 feet away from the socket it's going into?
It's exactly 5 feet.
Okay. I think I'm going to do it. I would appreciate some guidance on this.
I give it to you begrudgingly.
Or you could just like stand,
get right up on it
behind it, and then fail, and it would go into it. Sorry.
What's Sven doing?
Wait. No, that sounds like some Druck folksy wisdom.
That would.
Druck knows he would fail, and so this is his idea.
The DC is pretty high.
Is it?
You might be okay.
Yeah. Is there a place I could get to behind it on the other side of the thing?
Like facing
scaffolding or something.
Like
on its back, facing towards the gnome through the construct.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna climb up. I want to try and climb up there, so I'm directly across.
I did say this thing is crackling with arcane energy.
Oh, that's right.
Are you still doing it?
Does it look like there's a way I can avoid the crackling arcane energy?
You can certainly try with some dex saves.
Okay. Let me just take a look at some things.
Actually,
does the crackling energy look familiar to like
looks like lightning.
Then go ahead.
Druck will pull out the rubber mat.
That'll make you resistant.
I could also maybe try and fly you up as high as I can.
Could you?
I don't think Quoin could carry Ven.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can also teleport behind the thing, probably. I can't send you back there, but I could probably teleport back there and just purposefully fail the check and have it come straight at me.
I mean, ideally, success is the option. The failure thing is just
the failure is a character dies essentially. If someone's too close to it.
All right. So how thick is there a way to get more than 10 feet away behind it?
Yeah, this thing's pretty thick. The construct. Just so everyone knows, anything else that touches the sphere but isn't wholly engulfed or obliterated takes 40-10 damage. But it's a 2-foot diameter sphere, so it wouldn't kill you instantly.
Right.
But if you
if you
stick your head in, you would die.
Right. I'm gonna try it. I'm going to try and climb my way up. I'm gonna try and avoid the lightning.
Are you taking Druck's rubber mat?
I feel like that would actually make it harder to climb.
Okay, fair enough.
And I have absorb elements, so I can if I get hit, I can get resistance anyway.
Oh, okay.
I am gonna tap you with a guidance before you run up.
Okay.
Let me just see what spell equivalents of natural hazards in. All right. This would be more like Call Lightning and not Lightning Bolt. No, it'd make more sense to be Lightning Bolt because of dex save. All right, you're climbing up the construct. It's made of crystal, so there's a ton of like just places to.
Mm-hmm.
Dex save.
All right. On the way up, actually, could I cast Bless on myself first? I'm going to do that. Okay, because that gives you bonuses on saves. And Guidance doesn't.
All right, Dex save DC 13.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, 17. We're good.
No lightning damage. You dodge it's not like moving lightning. It's just all frozen. You kind of like pull yourself around it.
Like it's like going through laser tripwires in a spy movie.
Yeah.
But like jagged and blue.
I'm just imagining Ven doing like Catherine Zeta-Jones like under the laser.
But okay, you climb up directly
with his beer belly just barely touching water.
To get to its, so you'd be about 30 feet up.
Okay. All right, and then I'm going to focus on the sphere, and I'm going to try and pull it into the socket.
Alrighty, Arcana check.
All right.
With guidance.
Yep.
And Bless.
Well, Bless doesn't affect
that's right.
Skill checks.
That's right.
All right, okay. 28.
28 succeeds by 3.
Oh no! I thought it was like 20 or
You
something.
needed that guidance.
Guidance was 3.
So you get to move it in any direction if you're choosing 5 times your intelligence modifier.
So that's 20 feet potentially.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move it just into the socket.
I'm looking at Quoin, Druck, and Dax, and like, guys, prepare to run.
As the sphere of annihilation goes in, you hear a and a little metal kind of covering slides out from the crystal and covers it. And you just feel this surge of magic burst out from this golem. This construct, rather. And it takes a step forward.
Run. The 4 of us on the ground are leaving.
And it sees the people sitting there running. You guys leaving the room.
We're like walking out backwards. Like, Ben, come on.
I'm behind it. It can't see
Creator, unresponsive. Looks at everyone. Intruders. And there's a whole.
I'm a member of the Soulspire Academy.
You.
I call from behind it.
Are not creator.
No, but I'm a friend of your creator.
He looks out of the gnome that has the sphere of who is holding the sphere of annihilation.
I activated you.
Persuasion check.
Okay. That would the guidance is used up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is guidance is a one roll
one
thing,
time.
right?
One time in a minute.
Come on, baby blue. My blue die.
36.
I'm not touching it.
Did
I'm
you
not
actually?
touching it.
Nat 20?
I'm gonna here. I'm not touching it, but like, oh come on.
We can't.
It's fine. Okay, cool. What is my designation?
Your designation.
This 45-foot tall crystalline construct, armed with this massive cannon that has 3 basically pirate cannons that are crackling with energy. All that arcane energy gets sucked into those cannons, and then it has this long, like, chain hook that's made of adamantine. Well, barbed hook made of chained adamantine that it kind of retracts back into its arm.
Your designation, meaning your name?
No. Orders.
Orders.
Shall I do what I was made for?
Please provide a. Please provide me with a overview of your capabilities.
Decimation. Prison, and you can see the big cage strapped to its back. Annihilation, gestures to the cavity on its front. And just so you know, it requires Arcana checks to command it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it one command then.
Okay.
Is this the? It asks for a command? So do I get this one for free and then additional ones after that, or? Okay.
No. And it's powered by the Sphere of Annihilation, so it's the same Arcana check, DC 25.
Oh dear. So anything I say to it from now on, it'll do. But I need to roll that. Yeah. I have to succeed on the check. Do I know what happens if I fail?
Nope.
Is it an option to just tell it to just not give it commands?
Which would be an action to not give it. It doesn't do anything until it's given a command.
Can I miss?
It doesn't do anything until it doesn't do anything until it's given a command. So if I just stay quiet and leave, it would
just stand here and not do anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless it determines you all as intruders.
Right. I'm going to say the situation is complicated outside. I'm going to go and obtain more information before I give you orders.
If you all are designated as intruders by the Mind Link, I will be forced to eliminate.
The Mind Link?
Do you wish for information on the Mind Link?
That'd
be considered.
I'm going to. Well,
tell you.
What?
It'd be considered giving it a command to tell you to give it information about. Yeah.
Oh yes. Well, he asked, "Do you wish?" That's not a command. That's
fine.
That
do you wish to command me for knowledge of the Mind Link?
No, of course not. I know what the Mind Link is. And I'm going to just climb down and then just start to leave.
I will be on sentry unless you all do something against school rules.
Good. Well done.
And it just stands there, aims its cannon at the door you all came through.
We're just gonna go take our lunch.
This thing's
hour.
powered by a Sphere of Annihilation, so you can kind of figure how. Didn't think.
I mean,
you'd
like,
wake
I
it
wanted
up.
to give it the command just annihilate the. I wanted to give it the command to just annihilate servants of the Worldbreaker, because if they're frozen in place, it can just gobble them up with a Sphere of Annihilation, and that's not.
Slowly,
that would end this war real quick.
Right.
Then unfreezing people would be not a problem.
Just stands there then on sentry, waiting to see if you were all designated intruders by the Mind Link.
Whatever that is. Oh boy.
We're going back to class.
Join our adventuring party.
We are students of this academy.
All right, that's the Arcane Assembly. That was the weapon that you get. That was the weapon the score making to hopefully help in the fight, and then everything frozen time.
Yep.
I will say that thing is very powerful.
I bet.
Just a little bit.
Do you want to guess on a CR?
30?
15.
Sam's closer.
Oh, fuck.
32.
30 is the highest CR that can go.
28?
Yeah, that's Tiamat, actually, yeah.
It's like 21, I think.
Okay.
Basically.
Ancient red dragon. So...
Yeah. It's like, don't fight it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Anyways, so you all leave and go back to the foyer.
Yeah, we gotta find this undercraft. Because apparently what the professor said is that's the undercraft. This Undercraft.
That's another word to say Minecraft.
Right, Quoin?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right, Quoin? Undercraft?
Yes, the Undercraft. That is. You were saying it close enough. That is what I heard. Was the
Undercraft?
Yes, the Undercraft. Yeah, this is.
All right, great. Yeah, I think we should find this Undercraft and try to figure out what or who cast this spell. Since we didn't really find any books, I feel like that would be the next step. Because I feel kind of bad without figuring out why this town or this city froze.
Where's the professor robe?
Oh, I have it. I haven't attuned to it yet. I suppose just kind of like draped over my like the strap of my bag.
Sure. All right.
Nice.
If we see the ones responsible for the spell, we should avoid. Yes.
Wait, we should avoid them?
Yes.
Why?
If we accident, it just seems like changing the spell may be bad.
Potentially, yes.
think at the very least we should investigate the area where it was cast.
Seems like a good idea.
Because I think Mr. Bloom could at least figure out.
That's true. We should probably
from here on out.
We should probably investigate all of this and then just kind of pass it up the chain because
Yeah.
he could probably command that thing much better than I could.
Oh my
Probably.
god! Join Ogden's ship.
Yeah, what's Ogden's Arcana bonus?
It's pretty good.
I can. Yeah, it'd take me a minute.
He's
to
level
look it
20
up,
now,
but-
so yeah. Anyways,
Like a 15?
you guys don't know what his Arcana bonus is, but you're back in the foyer. The only thing left is the lift that Druck found out descends downwards.
Oh, right. That lift. Down to the undercraft? Because it's under the school.
Sure.
Do you all stand on the lift?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is good. We stand on the lift. Yeah.
All right. The Crescent Moon platform begins to descend downwards as soon as you step on it, and grinds downwards into the cylindrical stone shaft. It eventually comes to a halt at the bottom of a shaft in a dark stone chamber that is pitch black. You can make out a collection of tall bookcases and long wooden desks flanked by chairs. As you step off the lift, if anyone does, which I assume you do, the room immediately lights up from sconces lining the walls where small, flickering purple flames appear. Suspended from the ceiling from a series of black ropes is what appears to be a kind of bronze dragon made up of a series of cogs, gears, and mechanisms, kind of like a ceiling decoration.
Ooh,
It's like
cool.
looks like it'd be like a large bronze dragon, but yeah, like I said, made up of cogs, gears, and mechanisms. It's kind of like attached to the ceiling by like ropes, like a hanging skeleton in a museum. The lift then begins to rise back up to the ground floor. You can see a lever on the wall next to the shaft, and as the lights come on, you can see that you're the only ones down here. On the opposite end of the chamber is a large wooden door with a sign on it that reads "Professors Only." On the eastern wall is a massive mural painting of the numerous continents: Anundial, Esselfire, Ipshire, Silger, Dragon's Beard, and the devastated, destroyed continent of Felrinthus. There are portions of this mural that appear to have been burned away, the most noticeable being a large section to the east of Silger. Just under the mural, however, some words of an unknown language have been etched into the stone, and they glow a slight purple tone, just like the ones you've all seen.
Yeah. Doesn't someone have an understanding of that?
I have comprehend languages I can cast in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Just a side note, I looked up Ogden's Arcana. It's plus 13, and I rolled on it just because I was curious, and rolled a nat 20.
33!
For a total of 33.
But yeah,
Nice.
so that is the what appears to be the undercroft. There's a door, bookcases, the mural that has portions of it that were burned away, and then under the mural is the unknown language. And then doors at the end of this area that say "Professors Only."
Well, I'll start with comprehend languages for 10 minutes to see if I can get the.
What's everybody else doing in this room for 10 minutes?
I'd like to take a lap around the room, try to see if I can sense any magical items behind doors.
Okay. You detect a book on the shelves that pings magic. Magic on the words that Ven's about to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very powerful magic behind the doors that say "Professors Only."
Okay. Great. While Ben's doing his thing, I'm gonna check out the book.
Okay. It is a red leather-bound book marked with the symbols for each school of magic engraved into the spine.
Gonna crack it open a little bit.
All right. Nothing in it.
Hey, Ben, this book's broken.
What does that even mean?
There's nothing in it, but it's magical.
There are several reasons that could be. Hold on, let me just finish the spell.
Alright.
Quoin and Druck, you doing anything for the 10 minutes?
I could go up and fly and take out a closer look at that.
Okay. Yeah, it's about a
Mechano dragon.
It's made to look like a bronze dragon, but it's made of gears, cogs, and other mechanical pieces, and it's just, like I said, suspended from the ceiling from little like silver or like little like ropes.
Yeah. Just want to glean some more from it. Just take it in.
Yeah, just a big old.
Can I even maybe search it to see if I can gain some understanding about if it's more for form or for function?
Investigation check.
Okay. Okay, I think. Ooh, don't get off of Ogden Boone's page.
Investigation check for Ogden Boone.
Yeah, so that's a 15.
15. Seems a bit like decoration, but also function.
Oh.
Mix of both. And yeah, that's what you're doing. Druck, are you doing anything?
He's noticing the bookshelves, and he's just gonna look at how a bookshelf is made. Even though if he makes a bookshelf, he's probably not gonna use it very much. He's
cool.
still interested in looking at a bookshelf.
Just roll me
see how.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Just straight intelligence. And you know what? Because you're trying to figure this out because of like wood carving, you can add your wood carving tool proficiency.
Oh. So that's a flat 18 plus 8.
Yeah, you know how bookcases are made?
Cool. Nice.
While you're actually doing that, give me an investigation check as well.
Okay. Oh no. I my first investigation check was an 18. This one was a 2.
Okay. Okay. Kendall, because you were also like looking for books, you're kind of scouting the area. Give me an investigation check as well.
Sweet.
Ven's too busy focusing.
22.
22. You find 2 books on the bookshelves that seem interesting. One is called The Cities Buried Beneath the Sand.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Which would 100% interest Ogden Boone. And another book called The Art of Automatons.
I feel like Mr. Bloom would have this one already, since he's from Silger, so I'm just gonna toss this one.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna keep both of them.
I will tell Ogden he does not have that book.
I'm gonna just put him by Ven to put in the bag of holding for
Ven.
Ogden Boone.
The phrase translates to "They burned away history. They burned away the truth!" ! The secrets held by the Athenium must be found.
Athenium. We heard that. That's in
the
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, in the capital city.
Mm-hmm.
You were there when you talked to Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean? But that's also... I read it out loud and then make meaningful eye contact with Quoin.
Quoin reciprocates the eye contact.
What was the second part of that sentence?
I'll post it.
Okay.
And this is the last phrase of all the phrases you have found.
Mm-hmm.
And Ven, you know what? Make me a history check, please. Just to see if I can help you put stuff together.
Is a 19.
19. So this city's been in stasis for, like, what I said, 2,044 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Emperor Athenium is nowhere near that old. Which means these words are actually probably
more recent than that.
More recent than that.
They do seem they're impermanent. They move and they change as we
yeah, and then the words disappear.
Go through the place. Yeah, they do that.
And I will read to you exactly how old the Emperor Athenium is.
Oh.
It's here somewhere. It is 324 years old.
Yeah, really young by comparison.
Yeah. But that's the phrase. Kenna says, this book's broken.
Yep. Also, here's 2 more that are not magical but might be interesting.
Druck is inspecting bookcases to learn how to make bookcases. Quoin is inspecting this dragon hanging on the ceiling. Dax is doing Dax stuff. I.e. not talking to an eldritch deity.
Hey, Ben, you want to check out this book for me? It's
Sure.
broken.
Alright,
Begin casting Identify.
this is an arcane grimoire +1.
Ooh.
Requires attunement by a wizard. It's a lot of wizard stuff in this place because it's a wizard school. Apologies to the non-wizard players. While you are holding this leather-bound book, you can use it as a spellcasting focus for your wizard spells, and you gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and the saving throw DCs, and to the saving throw DCs of your wizard spells. You can use the book as the spell book. In addition, when you use your arcane recovery feature, you can increase the number of spell slot levels you regain by 1.
Ooh.
That is an arcane grimoire +1. It is an uncommon magic item.
Ooh.
You can add that to your.
If I wanted to use it as a spell book, I would need to get all of the money and supplies to copy all of my spells over. Yeah.
But you can use it as a spell.
Well,
but you can use it as a focus, and if you use it as a focus, you gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and the saving throws to your spells.
Book in each hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
The name was.
You could do that.
You got the Old Testament and the New Testament.
It's a +1 arcane grimoire.
Found it. Thank
and
you.
it does require attunement. So.
Yep.
And I think you're only attuned to the. I think you have the wand and the belt.
Yeah, so I will have to unattune to something in order to get this and the robe.
You're gonna
Truck will take the belt.
What?
Truck will take the belt.
Oh, I was gonna drop the wand. I've never used it.
Okay.
Used it once and it was kind of just like, yeah.
Yeah, the huge spread of possibilities on that thing make it really not
It's so
appealing to
great.
use.
I had it. I gave it to a player in a dungeon of my mage campaign, and they enlarged the black pudding and I killed another character. Anyways.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, that's the kind of.
That is everything. Actually, Ken, what'd you get on your investigation check?
22.
Right. You all remember that in that scroll that Ven read out, the creation scroll, that they said that the book to all knowledge of the creation was in the university.
Okay.
Kenna, with your investigation check, you find a piece of the wall that kind of looks like it's been broken apart, like someone put something in the wall, but there's nothing in the wall anymore. And then there's just the doors that say professors only.
Something definitely was in this hole, but someone took it. Probably after this whole thing was frozen.
And these words most likely refer to that.
Or were from the person who took it.
These seem different, otherworldly. I don't think a person who came in here to steal a book would leave behind this much evidence as to where they took it. It says the truth is in the Athenaeum, which would be presumably where the book has been taken.
Maybe they wanted it to be found by people who were capable of even knowing and deciphering, because you had to decipher this with a bunch of magic.
It's a very
not just anyone.
spell,
Well, you get what I mean, Ben. You put it.
Also, a person who speaks the language too would be able to.
Well, they wrote it in an ancient language that nobody speaks anymore, or nobody reads anymore.
Hey, Justin,
Really?
do we ever find out what the language was?
Nope.
Okay.
We don't
actually know that.
It uses an ancient script of Draconic.
Oh, it uses So it uses an ancient script of Draconic, but we don't actually know what language it is. It could be just Orcish written in Draconic.
All right.
That'd be fun.
Sure.
So
It's just a bunch of Google Translate.
It just it's so many layered languages that it just requires comprehend languages to read.
So, where are the professors?
There's a door that says
Presumably through the door that says professors only.
Also, this is that teacher's lounge I had heard so much about.
Well, I don't know that that's the case, but potentially.
I kind of want to use clairvoyance to see inside that room. Now that I have the materials.
I don't know
because there's a lot of magic coming from inside there.
I think clairvoyance does have some restrictions, but I don't remember.
I believe it's just within 1 mile. I can see or hear. In an obvious location
you create
that is
an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you.
Or in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you.
That's behind a door. Yeah, you could do that.
So yeah, I'm gonna use the scroll so I can save a spell slot to cast Clairvoyance.
So roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier. The DC is 13.
Spellcasting modifier is
plus 6, yeah.
14.
14. The scroll doesn't, and I'll say that because you're casting through a scroll, it's not the same casting time either. So it's the scroll disintegrates, and you're putting the eye on the other side of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On the other side of the door is a small circular chamber with a large floating pink crystal that is not frozen, pulsing with arcane energy. And yeah, unlike everything else in this city, the crystal is the only thing not frozen in time. Gathered around the crystal are 8 figures made of what appear to be liquid mercury, about 8 feet tall and appear like mages adorned in slate gray robes and wearing blank porcelain masks. They all seem to be holding onto the crystal.
I'm gonna share that with Ben, see if if the robes might mean anything to him as far as the history of the school.
They don't mean anything to you.
Nope.
Well, it looks like the crystal inside is the power source for the spell at least. Is my theory. I mean, my biggest thing was there wasn't a giant fireball going off in that room, so I think we're pretty safe to go in as long as we don't mess with anyone.
Don't we have what we need?
I think we might, actually. I think Druck might be correct. We have books. We've uncovered the secret of the place. We know what the spell is. We know where it's originating. We know the details of it. At this point, I think there are so many more capable people who could handle this without just killing all of these people.
That reminds
me. It might actually be a good idea.
Cool. Never mind. You hear a voice from behind the door.
Can I see who said it?
The figures made of mercury. It's like they can see invisible things, and they can see your clairvoyance thing. And their heads all turn towards, and they say, our arcane... You can all hear this through the door now. Our arcane mind link shows that 2,044 years have passed since stasis took hold. Security systems have been active for 324 years due to an intrusion into the stasis, and have left the university to patrol the city. Identify yourselves, or you will be exterminated.
I am Ven Khihalis of Phoenix House from the Soulspire Academy.
You are not a professor.
I have a professor robe. What are you talking about?
Open the doors.
So
we can communicate and assess your danger.
I'm gonna drop clairvoyance.
Okay.
It has been. I took off the robe. I took off the robe to take a long bath. I need to reattune to it.
Open the doors, or we will send our security system of that room on you all. And you can hear the dragon on the ceiling starting to like.
He's gonna put the robe on over my clothes.
God, I'm just gonna start going over to open the door.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
Door opens.
I'm gonna like. No, I was gonna hold on. I was gonna wait till Ben was good and then open it.
I was thinking that if anyone without this robe touched it, they would be disintegrated.
Okay, so the door opens. The dragon, you can see the dragon was waking up and it's kind of put to sleep. Man, it's a good thing you did the clairvoyance thing, because otherwise you would have opened that door, the dragon would have just and attacked. Yeah. So you see these 8 feet tall figures made of liquid mercury wearing robes and masks. They all turn and go, identify yourselves. They see Ven wearing the robe. Welcome, Professor Winslow Thaddeus.
Thank you.
Welcome to the University Arcanum. How may we assist you today?
We have been investigating the state of the stasis and gathering information on the state of things in here.
What would you like to know? Your students
this room
may ask questions as well.
Oh yes, of course. This room powers the stasis, yes? The stasis spell?
Correct.
What are the end conditions for the stasis spell?
None. Should the stasis end, the conflict frozen in the city will begin anew, and many lives will be lost.
We were able to activate the construct in the, what was the name of that room?
Arcane Assembly.
We were able to activate the construct in the Arcane Assembly, and it is not held in stasis.
Correct.
I understand that it responds to you, the mind link.
It is part of the mind link, as are the security systems around the city.
Would that construct be capable of winning the conflict before the stasis is ended, allowing it to end?
It would take years.
Seems that you have nothing but time.
Correct. But you have found the entry point to the stasis. Our systems have been operational for 324 years.
Professor, I had a question.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Aspect.
Yes, go ahead and ask.
Did you happen to get a profile on the being that interrupted the stasis? Or that entered the stasis 300 years ago?
Organic life came into the Undercroft and stole something. Would you like to see a programmed illusion of the incident stored in the mind bank?
Yes, please.
You asked a good question that I had prepared. The statues all look at the ground in front of you and project these beams of light from their heads, which form an illusion before your very eyes. It shows a gnome man with graying shoulder-length hair wearing the robes of the Ember Athenian wizards, with 4 humanoids in mercenary-like garb behind him. The gnome points towards the ceiling where you all see that familiar construct dragon from the room before. Don't open the doors at the end of the chamber. It'll wake that thing up. What we want is over here. He closes his eyes and walks towards the westernmost of the wall of the chamber you were all previously in. He runs his hands along the brick wall and motions for the dwarven mercenary to begin smashing the wall with a hammer. After a few strong swings, the portion of the wall crumbles away, and the gnome retrieves this extremely interesting-looking book from the wall cavity, the wall that Kenna found that was already broken up. It's thick and tightly bound, and the book seems to look like it's so tightly bound that it's going to explode. The shock white leather binding has the 8 symbols for each school of magic on the cover, and each rotates in a circle as if animated. The gnome seems overjoyed at the book and quickly shoves it into his robes. We came here for just a book. Rolf died to one of them constructs for a damn book! An elven mercenary says. The gnome nods. My condolences, and I will ensure his next of kin are paid well, but this is more than just a book. It's a compendium of information on the precursors to everything. The civilization that made all of us, and the weave itself. It must be protected, and this knowledge must remain a secret. He smiles and hands each of the mercenaries a hefty coin purse, and as he does, he seems to cast a potent spell that seems to cause each of the mercenaries to freeze on the spot slightly. You all took on a brave job to escort a noble to a dragon's lair, as he wanted to sell the dragon's eggs. This noble underestimated his quarry and was killed, as was your friend Rolf. But you were all paid handsomely by the noble beforehand. You slew the dragon, and return home with your coin purses heavy. As the mercenaries slowly unfreeze, you can see the gnome stumble a bit and catch his balance against one of the bookcases, some blood dripping from his nose. Before he approaches the mural on the eastern wall, where the maps of the continents are, and begins burning away parts of the mural, but you can't see exactly what he's burning away before the illusion ends.
We know it's probably
So he was the one who burned the mural, and took the book.
Can we assume that there was some sort of significant location east of Silgar?
Oh yeah.
Where he? Okay.
But now you all know that. You all would know now east of Silgar is this impenetrable mist wall that no one passes through. And it's been like that since, like, the dawn of time, essentially.
Okay.
So, fun fact. So when people sail around... People actually can't sail around the world.
Even though it's a globe?
Yeah, they can't. They literally cannot sail around it.
Damn. That's cool.
For a moment, I guess in Druck's mind, it was just like, wait, so this guy... by burning this map, created a mist wall.
And then you
better not burn that map.
So yeah, the illusion ends, and you're all back in the room. Well, you're still in the room. It was like an illusion spell, and they're all. Does that information suffice, Professor Thaddeus?
Do you have a more detailed programmed illusion of the map prior to its burning?
Yes, we do. Would you like to see it?
Yes, please.
Projects image of the map without the mist wall, and east of Silgar. You fucker. 30 or so flying continents.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the Cathatuine Society. The creators of everything. Their society has been lost. And then the mist wall kind of forms, and all those continents kind of disappear. Also, fuck. I want everyone to give me an investigation check. I'll do one for Dax too.
Nope. Dirty 20.
Okay.
Nat 11.
Didn't expect
17.
That question. All right. Okay. Ken and Ven. You see the continent of Anundial when it was whole. So when it was just Anundial, not the core, and then Anundial, and then Remnant. In the region that is Remnant, as this mist wall goes up and you see the continents kind of disappear and shift, almost like they're shifting away, like they're not being destroyed, or they're just like shifting, kind of like they go invisible and they kind of just disappear. You see a big flying city, like massive, phase through the ground of where Remnant is now on the world map, and just phases through, like under the ground. And it looks like it goes underground. At the same time, the mist wall goes up.
I'm thinking back to when we found that one room in that cave. I think when we were digging for platinum.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a possible source for that room and that this dude's writings from weeks ago that we found?
The scroll you found says that there is an ancient city buried under. Like the scroll you found in the tower said there's an ancient city buried under Remnant in the. Hold on. Because this is just like, what the fuck is happening? Information. Stuff I've been sitting on for so long. I'm like, this could be fun little plot stuff if they uncover it. Remnant, the Ulmur Fen. You all have the map to the whole continent of Anundial. Ulmur Fen is the easternmost coast, northeasternmost coast, almost northeastern, but it is on Remnant. Ulmur Fen, and that's kind of where it looks like where that city kind of phases into the ground is on the Ulmur Fen on Remnant. And then the illusion that Ven asked about of the whole complete map then ends. So yeah, there's 30 or so flying just continents kind of just to the east.
I'm pulling out my notes, or that I took a note from that like half in the mountain room.
Mm-hmm.
That I just said note with ancient liquid. Does it look like the same writing as Ven's been looking at?
Yeah. Yep.
The dots. I've connected them.
And the names in that note that you saw were the same names that you found in... Or some of the names that were in that note were on the scroll of creation that you found.
Yeah. And then Ulmor Fen was mentioned in the
scroll that you found. And looking at your world map, you can see Ulmor Fen, very similar looking to where this city that you just saw in this illusion phase into underground. A lot of things just got revealed, so...
Mm-hmm.
That I did not think would happen yet. Oh well, that's exciting. And then they go, any questions from any of you? Else, we have the combined history and knowledge of the original headmaster council of this school.
Fellow students.
Why
Dax
did
can
this
keep his mouth shut?
Dax is like, why did the stasis happen? The heads of this university chose to manifest the entirety of their life force to create a powerful magical field that froze the city in a single moment in time to prevent the conflict from spreading to other places of civilization. We are a monument to their sacrifice and have been given their combined knowledge and history of the conflict. Everyone and everything you see was frozen in their last moment. They are alive and aware only of the final thought, emotion, and sensation they had when this stasis was formed. So, the actual Professor Thaddeus, just feels acid melting the entire time. Nothing can be killed that is frozen in the stasis. Oh, right. So the question you asked about the alliteration thing. Nothing can be killed that is frozen in the stasis, no matter the damage done to their physical form.
Oh, so the things Druck was stabbing wasn't doing anything.
You were just giving him more pain for later.
Is obliteration or annihilation and killing different, the same for these purposes?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if the sphere of annihilation would just like bypass that because it's so ridiculously powerful. There. Why was... You said that the stasis was done to prevent the conflict in the city from spreading, but the whole world was engulfed in conflict. The gods themselves...
This is where the conflict ended and where the world breakers were banished.
So what was happening in this moment? That if they were banished already, then what was happening here so terrible that they were worried about the conflict spreading?
They could only seal away the world breakers, not their armies.
And their armies had been the remaining armies were concentrated here.
Yes.
So this was a trap, essentially.
The crater is the result of the power and magic required to banish the world breakers.
I see.
The stasis was also made to protect the city from said spell. To protect the people inside. Otherwise, the city would have been devastated inside the crater. Unfortunately, the stasis also protected the armies.
All right. I am having trouble thinking of more questions.
You're not going to ask about the words?
Oh, that would be a good... I forget, because they can see everything. I was thinking about that. Who placed... there were words outside, magical and glowing purple, and in a strange language I didn't recognize, but comprehend language allowed me to see them. Who placed them there, and what language is it?
The language is the language of the Cathatun people.
Okay.
It was most likely placed by one of them, which is impossible.
Why is that impossible?
The entire civilization banished themselves.
Why did they banish themselves?
They wanted... This is in the Creation Scroll, too. They wanted their creations, gestures to all of you, to live without their influence. And to hide their magical knowledge from the wrong hands. But some of their magical knowledge has leaked into the world and remains to this day.
What are some examples?
Fuck.
Can I pull out my Cathadium crystal?
One of them, Cathadium.
Oh, yeah, that makes
figured.
sense.
That is a Cathadium crystal. There are other artifacts that escape the stasis, as well as the weave itself. All magic is derived from the Cathatoon people. If the Cathatoon Empire was truly gone, magic would cease to exist.
All right.
There were other artifacts from that time as well that are in the world and out and about.
I see.
Does this only apply to book magic?
It applies to all magic. Divine, natural, all magic originated with the Cathatoon people and is sustained by the Cathatoon people.
Because they created the gods too.
So, if they are truly gone, why is magic still around? You all have come in contact with more of these artifacts.
We have?
You have one on your person.
Where?
They all turn to look at Quoin. You have one of Goad's infinity chests. Goad was on the list that Kenna has.
Oh.
Yeah. You have come in contact with... They all kind of like get away from... They're still holding on the crystals, but they're made of liquid mercury, so they can stretch a bit. And they kind of peer at each of you. You have also come in contact with what they called a loom.
Loom?
Yeah, the loom was the thing you guys found in the flesh house.
Right.
And gave to the headmaster.
That's right.
Yeah.
We also...
Do you know the properties of the artifact you gave away?
More or less, if I remember correctly.
Do you wish to know the full function?
Yes.
Alright. I have it somewhere.
Didn't we also... I think Dax, or one of us has... Oh, or is the helmet inside the chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
The loom could create, when in the presence of a deceased creature, would reduce the corpse to pure energy, and over the course of 1 hour create new life using a template of the deceased creature. The new creature takes on the old creature's appearance and memories. However, there is a 10% chance that the new creature is created as a newborn, but reaches the age of the previous in 1 hour. If too many creatures are absorbed into a loom, the result produces a horrific creature who is hostile to all but the creature who holds onto the loom when the process began. If a creature that was non-Cathatoon was renewed by the loom would cease to function for them, and 8 tattoos would appear on the creature's body, allowing them to cast spells of each school of magic. It is said the looms is how the Cathatoon people reproduced. When a Cathatoon person was ready to move on and was near death, they would ensure they perished next to a loom that would absorb their essence and produce an entirely new Cathatoon a few moments later. In the instance of a Cathatoon using a loom, they were reborn as an infant every single time, with an entirely new personality, with memories of their past lives that they would slowly remember over the course of their developmental years. Unlike other creatures and humanoids, Cathatune can be restored by a loom endlessly, whereas other humanoids can only be restored once. Actually, Ven, you feel one of these creatures getting really interested in you and kind of like sniffing you almost.
Hello?
Wow. You have come in contact with someone wielding another artifact from this society.
I have?
Yes. We do not
Just
know
me?
who, but the artifact smells like a scatter star.
What is a scatter star?
The Cathatune people did not have prison systems or execution, and instead the most severe of crimes were punishable by something called planar scattering, in which the scatter scar was used.
What did it do to them?
When held in both hands, the light of a scatter scar becomes concentrated and can be aimed at a living creature within 60 feet. If this light hits a humanoid, there is a chance the creature's consciousness is shattered into 25 pieces and scattered across the various planes of existence, while their body lies immobile and incapacitated, unable to age or die. The creature is completely aware of what each consciousness is going through, but cannot communicate and feels every sensation that its body feels. A creature can only be restored from this state by collecting each fragment of their consciousness from the various planes of existence and returning them to the body. The potent wish spell can only reveal a location on which planes these pieces of consciousness reside. If the body no longer resists, the creature can never be restored, not even with a wish spell or divine intervention.
Oh dear.
And it said Ven specifically has been in contact with somebody who has that artifact.
Trying to think who I know that the rest of you haven't met yet. We've all met the headmaster, so it couldn't be him.
More intimate contact.
More intimate contact?
Your friends have met this person as well, but you know them more.
Well, it could be the headmaster. He would be the most likely person to have.
Girlfriend,
No, I don't. It could be the headmaster then, as I've had the most contact with him, but it could be any number of people then at the academy. Curious.
What about your mom?
That seems highly
your
unlikely.
Mom has this potent artifact that Cathatune used for their prison and execution. Was just that.
Whatever possibility, however unlikely, once you've eliminated all other options, must be the truth.
We have so many other options, though.
I'm just saying. Moms can do interesting and incredible
Ven's
things.
dad.
But also, Ven hadn't been home in years and years. Someone you know very closely, but still, hadn't been home in a while.
Do you have any further questions of us, Professor Winslow, Thaddeus? It's a good thing you had the robe on you.
Yeah. I don't think so. No. Unless one of my students has a question.
Each of the 8 Mercury creatures look at each of you. Do you have any questions? We have knowledge of the last 2,044 years. Also, before that, so they actually have... We have knowledge going back very long.
Oh.
No, after you, Druck.
How would you turn the stasis off?
We would not. But it would be harming the crystal. Breaking the crystal would end the stasis. And we would prevent that from happening.
That's it.
Okay. They look at Quoin, who's also about to speak.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Kenna.
They look at Kenna.
Do you know about a creature known as the Kind Nemmer. Do you have any information on that? Or who or what it might be?
The only knowledge we have is of they've been around. That name has been around since we were human.
So before the stasis.
Correct. And we know that people worship said entity, but that is all.
Thank you for your information.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give you. They actually know the name. Do you wish to know the name of this group of people?
It's a group?
Yes, an order of druids.
Yeah, if you could give me their location and mission statement, that would be great.
We do not know their location or mission statement. We just know their name. Their name is the Birthmakers.
Alright, based on what I know, that makes a lot of sense.
And they've been around since we were around. Then they look at Quoin, who was going to ask a question, looked like.
Little embarrassed, a little unsure of how to ask, a little not sure if he should ask.
Okay.
What happened to Bahamut and where can I find him?
Okay. Let me look on my history thing to see if they were around for that. I think they were.
And they would have been there. They're like at kind of
it's
where...
close to around the time where things happened.
Right about where things broke bad, yeah. I mean, I as the player, I'm pretty sure I know you and I have talked.
Alright.
But I won't, yeah.
Here we go!
Oh no!
We have knowledge of Bahamut's disappearance. Would you like to know, student of Professor Thaddeus?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, for time, is this a big one?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna condense it.
Cool.
Thousands of years ago, roughly the same time as the conflict with the Worldbreakers, Bahamut and Tiamat had a conflict over the charred remnants of the continent of Felrinthis. Bahamut tried stopping his sister from destroying the world with her chromatic dragons. Tiamat killed Bahamut and placed his essence into an orb of platinum. And this orb of platinum was broken into 4 pieces and scattered them across the continent. Oh wait, they fought on an undeal, sorry, and scattered the 4 pieces of this orb across the continent. Last we heard, one of the pieces was in the Eternal Forge. The forge that you all took the contract to go to.
Multitasking.
That's a big fucking cockroach.
Oof.
Gross.
Nice work.
So yeah, that's what they say.
Thank you. Hadn't. Yes. Thank you.
Is that all?
Professor, I don't believe we have any more questions.
I think we will. I think we'll be going.
All right. Safe passages.
Thank you very much.
The doors close.
Well, that was informative. You think we should get out of here and
I think yes. I think we've learned a lot. We've gotten a lot. We've just that was a lot.
Oh, before you leave, we will add your entries to the arcane mind links of the wandering constructs. Do not harm you.
Thank you very much. That is much appreciated.
And as the doors close, that's where we're going to end the session for the week.
Oh boy.
that's a lot of info. It was very good.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah. A lot
Thank
of
you.
stuff
It was so good.
You guys
So
got
good.
a lot of information, didn't
Got
you?
a lot of info.
Stop the dragon from attacking you, the big construct dragon. That would have been
I got
fun. Didn't get attacked by the big construct.
For once, casting a spell stopped